They're like, hey.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Hey guys, looks like your free ride's over, huh? Have fun living on the streets.
Okay, cool. Good chatting, you guys.
There. Button's not working right tonight. But there we go. How's it going, everybody? I'm Iron Oxide. This is the Weekend Rogues Gallery. Still on Fridays. Still on episode 50. Let me double check. 54 now. So that's awesome. And it's going to be a pretty laid back show. This is the last Friday show that will be scheduled until the week of the meetup next week. So next week's going to be kind of play it by ear. Follow all of us over on X and whatnot. And if we happen to do anything spur of the moment, we will post as quickly as we can, and you can come hang out with us in Las Vegas, Nevada for the FNT meetup.
I don't have a big room, but I will have all necessary gear and multiple cameras with which to stream and a couple mics if we do something.
Awesome. Well, here's the neat thing. We do have a big room. We only have it for two of the nights. We're doing a little staycation, but we went and got one of the poolside king suites over there.
Dude, I had that room last year.
You stole my room.
Nice.
Did we steal your room, Strider?
You might have actually, because I was on booking.com, and that's where I still ended up doing it. I was trying to get stuff at the Oasis side. And I had a room, and I was trying to book it, but it wouldn't let me, and I had to refresh it and said, "Oh, we need to
How
go
long?
over to the
When were you trying? I can tell you exactly if we were the ones that did that. What was the day you were trying to do that?
Oh, I don't remember it. I don't remember
because we booked it on the day that the meetup was announced.
I think that's when I booked mine too.
Oh shit! Then I did.
That's all right.
Well, fuck, I feel bad now because, like, we live here, but we're going to go ahead and steal one of the nice rooms for the visitors.
Iron Selena said we need this room a lot more than you do, Strider.
I'll just walk over.
Well, there's a solution to this for next year. What I wanted to do this year, get enough people involved at the Oasis, the Gold Spike Oasis. They have the Real World Suite where they film the show. It has 8 individual bedrooms, 8 people splitting that all the way. And I think it's only a couple grand. So it's not that crazy. We'd only need it for like one night, but then we could use it as a mini content house, kind of a test drive for something that, would like to do in the future. Yeah. So
I don't know. Content houses have almost a curse or a myth that goes along with them for the most part. And I see Theo bringing a lot of unscrupulous women along, and that's where the drama comes in. I'm just saying.
I'm offended at the insinuation. That doesn't even sound like something I would do.
Whoa. You mean it might be?
Well, I can always change it from being content house to just. My goal at some point doing this long enough would be to have a studio show. If that makes sense.
You mean to tell
I
me,
would like
Theo,
to have a studio.
We go from content house to penthouse real quick.
You acquiring unscrupulous people is the only way to make it any house.
You mean to tell me Theo wouldn't try to turn it into a harem house?
I mean,
it just turns into a cult.
Yeah. All hail Timu Jesus. All hail Timu Jesus.
I am the 1.5 coming, not the second coming. That comes later.
1.5 coming. I'm the prototype coming.
I don't know. I think if Theo starts his own cult, he's going to be coming all the way, if you know what I mean. That's all.
Oh no.
He's gonna self-populate that cult eventually after about 15 years.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Like I can see Theo being like the comedian's Ruby Ridge, where the FBI gets involved or something. Like it started out as a content house, I swear.
Oh, no.
He's using Matt Rife as a footstool when he's sitting on his throne.
It turns into Waco.
He's
really
drinking
quickly.
wine out of his skull. What are you talking about?
All of a sudden, the FBI and the ATF come in with tanks and start like pumping analgesic gas into the compound.
Waco, Jesus Christ!
Yeah. He's got a throne in the middle of it, made out of other comedians' microphones and scripts he's turned down.
That actually sounds really cool, man. That would be cool for like a comedy.
Someone make an AI
Game of
poster
Thrones,
of this.
but made out of microphones.
Someone make a poster for this so Theo can use it at one of his next events.
That'd be great.
That's going to be for his special.
Dude,
man, you guys are the best.
We try to be.
I'm trying to learn that what's it called? Atomic 111. It's that AI. I don't know what any of the shit means. I'm trying to find out what's good and what works for a lot of the stuff people are using. But that might be something to tool around with in the future. Well, let's go around the horn and see how everybody's doing this week. We'll start on it. Last one in, first one announced. Vagabond, how's it going this week, man? You ready for Vegas?
No, not really, but here I go. Just a lot of stuff I'm taking care of last minute.
Oh yeah, I know how that goes. We got Selena lucked out and got pre-sick for the meetup, so she's in the last stages getting over it. So
good, dude,
that's smart. That's smart. I got pre-gonorrhea, took care of it early, so I can't get it again. That's how it works.
There you go.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly. I got pre-concussion. I don't know.
And yeah, Theo's also pre-impregnated 3 women before the meetup.
Right.
While he's there.
He's in the middle of growing a harem as we speak.
I got pre-AIDS somewhere down there.
Pretty sure there's some dysentery involved. Maybe. I don't know.
Pretty sure it's also guaranteed. It is Vegas after all.
You're driving though, right, Vagabond? You're not flying the old Frontier again.
No, I'm driving this time.
Oh, you should have got ringside.
Why would you ever
Those are the
drive?
best.
Why would you not fly Frontier? Didn't you have a wonderful time last time?
No, but like while I'm having fun at the shootout, and then I'm just stuck at the St. Louis airport, and only one there while they're having like a hurricane or whatever. So I was like, but no, I'm driving a '96 Astro I picked up for a friend, so I'm driving that all the way to California.
Oh, that's right.
They wanted, so so I'm gonna stop. So the plan is get to Vegas, hang out, and then after Vegas, drive to California, and then fly back from Cali.
Okay, that's not bad. You just picked up the car, so I mean, it should be pretty. I mean, just because it's older doesn't mean it's not in good shape to make it.
Yeah, it's only for a '96 is 197,000 miles.
Damn.
Oh, dang, that ain't
That's
bad at
not
all.
bad,
For
dude. That's
not
96
at all.
Yeah.
I mean, who takes that good of care of an Astro van?
Probably an old person.
Dude.
Well, supposedly it was a guy owned it, and he rebuilt the engine and everything, and then I guess he passed away. So his son, his son had to sell it, but it was sitting in his mom's yard, and she was like, "Oh, I can't deal with all these cars," so he ended up selling it.
Nice.
That makes sense. Dude, I got a 2012 Silverado that only had 30,000 fucking miles on it. Some old people are the best people. Like, dude, you want to get a good used car? You look in the retirement community fucking area of town, and you go there, dude, because you've always got somebody near death that like their kids are going to sell it after they pass, or they can't drive anymore, and you just swoop in and you get that shit dirt cheap.
You know, the last car that
That's
I
how
bought
you use market.
was owned by a couple old people and then given to more old people, and then I bought it. I was a 2009 Toyota Camry, excellent condition, only around 100,000 miles for 60.
Dude, that's barely broke in
6750
for a Camry.
And it
for
was
Camry,
fucking
that's
fantastic until I got into the world's gayest accident, and I was going under 15 miles an hour.
Was a certain Vaughn Coleman involved?
Well,
I believe so.
You shouldn't have bought Phenomenova 2. This happens every time.
I didn't even support it. That's the worst part. Vaughn's punished me.
I just looked at it.
That's
he
what
thought about supporting
I
it.
couldn't look away.
I just looked at it on the shelf. I swear.
Not like I do have a '91 Mazda 626 in my yard right now.
Nice.
I do need to do the head gasket on there,
You
but
might be a redneck.
I'm the second owner, and the person that bought it before me, well, they bought it in the December of 1990, and they just barely drove it until I drove the hell out of it.
There you go.
Well, our guest this evening has just shown up, and we got Hyperbolic Ninja in the house, man. How's it going tonight, dude?
It's going pretty good. I thought I was having a rough night. Then I see my man's forehead right here.
I know.
Just shy.
You know what? You know what, Ninja? We're gonna get to you in a second. We'll go to Strider next, because I'm sure everybody. How's it going tonight, Strider? How many fingers am I holding up, buddy?
I got
Strider's
two
over here
guns,
like,
one for each
I'm
of you.
kicking my ass. Do you mind?
The middle one. No, I'm in a little bit of pain. Obviously, so apparently I'm 15 going on 35, or 35 going on 15, because I just now started this year doing longboarding, because again, I'm trying to be 15 again. And this is the first time I've started in December. So this is the first time I've actually had an injury. And yeah, I ate concrete pretty hard, but I wasn't going very fast either. I was just stopping for a car, and it was just kind of inching forward, and then lost my feet from under me and went pow. So, or maybe the feminist, I don't know.
Did you look like Rod from Hot Rod when he went down the hill?
Yes. in fact, the car.
Why you have to wear a helmet?
Well, funny story. I never.
No, helmets and skateboarding is gay.
Yes.
Right.
Well, it's a
talking
longboard. So it's not a teeny tiny skateboard. It's big. Like there's plenty of room for my feet. Like it's about as wide as my feet, about 47 inches long. Giggity.
Girthy.
Very, very girthy. Very easy to handle. Actually, the ladies are very impressed. But no,
Do
but
we
actually,
think that Strider rides a longboard to overcompensate for his penny board.
So this is kind of a misconception. A lot of people think because it's a longboard and they're easier to keep your balance on, you know, they're more for cruising and less for tricks. that you're not going to eat shit, but it's still, a piece of wood on wheels and you're rolling over asphalt. You're eventually going to hurt yourself. That's just the nature of skateboarding in any capacity. But hey, I'm all for it, man. If that's cool. Like I was just asking you before the show, you didn't even skateboard as a kid. So you just decided 35, fucking, I'm going for it.
Yeah, actually. And my best friend, he's been doing it for years. And he's really enjoying it. We're both the same age. I was like, that's kind of funny. We're both like in our 30s, and we're on boards with wheels. This is interesting.
See, I've thought about getting one, but then you guys know my wife, and you saw her reaction to you. Injury.
Why would I get a longboard? I'm interested in getting laid in the future.
Shut up. Longboards are cool.
Ouch. Longboards are cool. I mean, if you can handle them well and not look like an idiot like I do.
The 1990s called. They want their boards back.
Hey,
Arza, I understand you want to get laid in the future, but if you take it from somebody who's been laid in the past, longboards are cool.
If you want to take it from someone who's currently starting a harem, listen to me.
You can tell that to all the other 22-year-olds.
Listen, I want all the women watching to know these guys are painting a picture of me that is not consistent with my character. I want to be clear about that.
Yourself.
I gotta ask you something. I gotta ask Ninja something. You're about our age, right? You're kind of like in the middle of Gen X and millennial. 80s kid, I'm assuming.
I'll be 39 on the 21st.
Okay. This is what's cool about our generation. And I don't give a fuck if anybody thinks this isn't true, because I believe it 100%. We are cooler than our parents' generation by far, and still way cooler than the younger generations by fucking far. You guys, I'm talking to you, Arza, your and Nate. You're all so fucking lame, it hurts to look at you all sometimes.
Well, I'm sorry that you guys shut down all the shopping malls and bowling alleys, so there's nothing for us to do.
We didn't do that. That was the old fuckers. The boomers did that. Their fault.
We're the ones that mismanaged JCPenney and Sears and JCPenney and Sears.
Iron. They're just mad because we're the last generation of men that can actually talk to women. Or men.
I'm not saying anything. Notice ours is the only one saying anything.
Hey, my Star Wars action figures up here are a great conversation starter.
Goddamn right they are, Strider. And so's your longboard. And that head injury. Hey, injuries are also cool. And they're great. They did. Hey, they worked wonders for Ted Bundy. I'm just saying.
Sure.
No, you should show off the scars.
It wasn't that you were trying to emulate the youth of a young man, and instead you were trying to protect some dame's honor in a bar fight, and that's how you got the head injury.
And as a result, Strider ended up head over heels for himself.
You always lie about the scars, guys. This isn't from a file cabinet falling on my hand at work. This is from me getting into a knife fight. At least that's what I told my wife. Girlfriend.
I think the file cabinet must have been Hispanic because he won that knife fight.
Hey, Denise, who would win in a fight between a grilled cheese sandwich and a taco? Oh, if it's a fair fight, if it's a fair fight, grilled cheese. 100%. I'm going taco. Well, it's pretty racist, but accurate. I'm just going hot rod.
Oh, I thought it was a legitimate question. I was like, well, obviously, I've seen it, but not enough to quote it.
Okay, see, I've memorized it. That was like my movie in college, so I probably am the only one on planet Earth who can quote it start to finish.
Oh, here, Shorty's coming in with our Mom's Mysteries and Mayhem. Shorty's got some good advice for you. Tell them it's from a headboard.
Yes.
I just say the head, but usually I rattle the headboard, but the headboard rattled me.
My headboard's got like.
Maybe quit while you're ahead. Maybe just injuries.
It was the headboard.
It's been a while since I've hit on a woman.
Just
Okay,
tell her you have a concussion. Then you can say whatever you want.
You can't let me fall asleep. That's the only thing you need to say, because you
Hey,
You gotta keep me awake. There you go.
Well, I already have Tourette. Well, as we've established before the show, I already have Tourette, so I can already say whatever I want, just talking to Tourette.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Strider, if I was you, I would just scream the hard R all the time. It'd be
No.
like,
Wait, I'm sorry. First off, Theo, here's the problem. If you do that, he would develop that as an actual tick. Ticks are developable.
Yeah, he
That's
would.
an actual issue. And the other thing is, how are you not using Tourette's as like a pickup line? You're like, hey, babe, I'm known for sporadic movements. You never know how it's going to play out in bed. It'll be perfect.
Yes, there we go.
Alrighty.
You've got the right tick, and you hit the right spot at the right time. Like, hey.
Oh, man.
Strider's
So,
like,
Hyperbolic Ninja, welcome to the show,
right
man.
now.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sorry I'm late, everyone. Right as I was
worries.
getting ready to go live, my youngest kid absolutely blew out his diaper, and I had to give him a bath. You know, dad
It wasn't on you.
had
bro.
problems. You know,
Oh, yeah, dude.
I got 4 kids. Fucking, you just get used
Oh, yeah.
to that stuff. So
Hey, Dad,
yeah, I
what's a
mean,
laxative?
nah, when they're little, they don't. It's gross.
They just blow
Kids
it out.
are
dude. They
gross.
just shoot it at you.
That's why they're cute. Because if they weren't, you would throw them out a window. Because they're fucking disgusting monsters.
Yeah,
They're also your
I don't
children.
treat my puppies the same way as I do my children when they shit on me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, thank you for having me. I've been following you guys for a while. I actually, well, I briefly met you guys at the Vegas meetup a couple of years ago. Although,
Oh, right on.
you know, but I started actually making content and streaming about November, and
Okay.
Yeah.
mostly I just I do video game stuff, but I have a couple of videos where I tried to break down the history of DEI and how it affected all of my favorite franchises, from Doctor Who to you know, Star Wars, Star Trek, all of the.
How'd you do that in one
DC.
video? That should be like an anthology series.
Well, I have
Exactly.
3 videos currently. Then I need to get back to the grind on the series, but yeah. So
All right,
that's
man. We'll
mainly
go
what I
check it
do.
out. And
Nice.
I subbed to your channel. I've been watching a little bit of your stuff here, so it's good
I
stuff,
don't know
man.
the concussion.
Crazy, you're doing pretty good for just starting in November. A lot of us are pretty new. I'm just a little over a year in. Theo's just like 6-7 months now.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and Prof, I think you and I are about the same. Maybe a year about roundabouts.
Yeah,
Consistently,
it was a little
anyway.
longer for me, but if we want to minus out my way too long hiatus, then yeah, about the same. I was doing this on Rumble for a minute a while back before before the meetup.
Yeah, dude, Rumble's going to be blowing up soon. At least I hope so. So if you're not following
Not
all of us
for
on
live
Rumble,
stuff.
please do.
When it comes to live, they've got a decent strategy for the big guys. And honestly, I think it would be like if you could work it out with some people to do the same kind of thing, where you're just kind of rating each other in a little, in a nice, like maybe a nighttime time span or something, then I think that would be good. I think that people, like, just like with YouTube, smaller creators need to understand the way Rumble works and emulate what the big guys are doing. That's, at the end of the day, that's what everyone who came up under even FNT is basically done, is emulate their formula.
Oh yeah, yeah. The FNT Flashcast formula is, I'm not ashamed to admit it. That's pretty much that's how what I wanted to do, because it was just an excuse to get a bunch of fun people together and bullshit for a couple hours. That's how it started, and that's how it's been going. We'll go ahead and finish intros real quick so we can get into to busting Tim Pool's balls, because I know that's what we're all here for. So Arza,
he doesn't have balls.
How's school?
Well, you know, the reason I wasn't on time is because I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish a final paper in time, and I literally just finished it right now, just turned it in, so I'm done with that. The paper's
Finals
shit.
already?
Yeah, dude, I graduated in under a month.
You're doing fine. Like finals aren't for like at the minimum another 3 weeks.
Right, it was a final paper, and then my final exams start next week or 2 weeks from now, depending on the class.
Damn, your college is hella fucking early then, dude. Most places are getting out in May.
I don't know. I got bored and dropped out. So good job for
that's a smart. See, Arza.
You
need to follow the example of your elders. I'm just kidding. If your parents are watching
psychology, also my dad will probably be watching this, so you better be careful.
I just never went.
Don't quit school and follow your dreams or do something cooler than psychology. Not at all. Never.
Actually, no. My dad's gonna agree with you anyways. But part of the reason is I'm at my parents' house. I'm house sitting for the day because we got a hockey game tomorrow. And instead of doing a video for the day or doing a video for tomorrow because I won't be home, I reorganized my entire bedroom to try to make it look better for recording. And my head is in the fucking way of the most impressive thing in my room. So
could have shifted your camera.
You got like 3 katanas back there, man. That's pretty cool.
I've got a wooden one my grandfather got me, and then my sister's boyfriend and his son got me a set of like these flame ones that are made of stainless steel. So they're just wall hangers.
Well,
I'm
gonna go play Ghost of Tsushima after this stream.
Yeah,
I need to play that.
That's the only Japanese. That's the only open world Japanese samurai game that's released in the past few years.
I'll tell you what you know what the best samurai game actually
Yasagi
is?
Simulator is pretty fun.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
No, the actual best samurai game is Bushido Blade. If you ever played that,
you guys don't need to put respect on Sekiro Shadow's Side twice,
dude.
I own 1 and 2.
Yep. Sekiro is the best, but here you go.
Sekiro is great.
No, but Bushido Blade, hands down, like
just about knock something over.
No, I hit the side of my desk.
Okay, don't hurt yourself, buddy.
You're right. Careful, young samurai.
It's dull. Don't worry. It's dull.
All right, Prof, are you still there, or are you? Okay, we'll go to Theo. How's your week going, Theo?
I'm doing great, buddy. Happy to be here. Very excited. The more Arza talks, the more I understand why he only understands women in the hypothetical. I don't think he's ever.
I didn't buy these. These were bought for me. I didn't choose to have these.
You just decided to start awkwardly playing with it on stream.
I was showing Nate. I thought Nate seemed interested, so I thought I'd show
now we're
him.
comparing swords.
I'm not lying. The swords are cool. The swords are cool.
Hey guys, I have.
This is Strider's weapon in our D&D campaign. I'm just saying.
Guys, hot girls watch me stream. Can you guys please contain yourselves?
I win.
Please. I have a reputation to maintain. I'm never going to be able to build a content harem in Vegas if you guys keep doing this shit.
I mean, I would pull out my sword, but we don't need a Gavin McGinnis incident.
When me and my ex were still together, we were together for 2 years. On my birthday, she got me this.
Oh shit! Vaughn Coleman's here. What's up, buddy?
Oh my god! Tell me you got a sword hidden away somewhere, buddy.
I think so. Yeah, hold on a second.
Also, by the way, Strider, you said you win. This is made out of combat foam. This is designed for recreational combat.
Oh, it's for LARPing?
Recreational combat.
It's not called recreational combat. It's called LARPing. I don't think
recreational.
Hey, Theo, there's some hot girls that do LARP.
I got that this is a 1-to-1 replica of Ziraelo's sword from Witcher 3.
Yeah, it looks like
Theo.
Cool.
Have you never met the slutty chicks at a Ren fair? Like you're missing out, bro.
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with adult theater kids. Yeah, I'm familiar. I don't do hallucinogens and I don't date women with personality disorders anymore. So I'm retired. Retired from that game.
Tell me the last time. When was the last time you didn't date a narcissist?
You know what? That's not. You don't have to.
No, Theo's right. He only has fantasies about gender.
Dude, answer the question.
I'm at least 30 days clean off of women with personality disorders.
So in other words, you've been celibate for 30 days.
Bro, Bro, yeah, the last
Vaughn. Woo!
Vegas is going to be a problem.
Katana machete. I got it for I was going to make a slasher movie.
You have a sword.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I couldn't decide. I was writing a slasher movie, and I couldn't decide if the character could have a katana or machete.
I think
I
you're through the
found
wrong
out that
mic.
there was a katana machete, and I was like, all right.
Oh, there you go.
I know Vaughn has Kirito swords
Yes,
laying around
I
somewhere.
don't.
Let that be our new intro. We're all comparing our
All
swords.
right.
Yes.
Half an hour in, let's get to the intro.
Excellent.
Oh, we have what? Really?
Oh shit!
This is how we do it.
I have a shotgun, but no swords.
Yeah, I've got
Shotguns are cool.
I've got a shelf gun over here, but it's YouTube. I don't want to.
Yeah, that's what
well,
I was thinking too. I was like, I don't know if pulling it out is.
I can let you hear the sound.
I mean, there we go.
Shout out to the 4% in the chat. What's
fun.
up, ladies? We love you.
This sounds
Sounds
like
like
a
angry.
Angry.
I'll pull out my gun.
One at a time, one at a time.
Sorry. Hey, I have that too. Ocarina.
This is terrible.
I
It's
have
out of
too.
camera.
Is this gonna be a show off our cool shit?
All right. Vaughn Coleman?
I've
What's going
heard.
on,
I
dude?
just got it. All right. Yeah.
No,
You
no,
guys,
you're
I'm more
second to
important than all
last.
of you. All right. Oh, okay. So everyone else did introduce. I was under the impression literally no one introduced themselves the entire time.
We might be able to introduce Strider again because I'm pretty sure at this point he's forgotten with his head injury, but
I've been
streaming,
good,
God.
man. I've been getting ready. A lot of work done for Vegas. Been super busy in the real life realm. Crazy busy week, and I always feel like I haven't done enough. But Phenomenova issue 2 hit the printer, and then got they got all the main covers right, and then they got the variants wrong, so that's being sent back. But if you guys are in Vegas and you want issue 1 or any of the extra covers, hit up your boy because I'm going to be packing. Let me know, preferably before Monday. You know, if you wait the last minute, I mean, I'll still do it because it's money, but you know, it would not
Vaughn, you are a white guy from New Jersey. We all know
yeah,
you're
I'll put your
What are
your
you talking about?
Twitter
I
handle,
I
X
am.
handle, whatever, in the chat.
7
so that
inches.
if people want to get a
Let's go.
If you're gonna be
All
in
right.
Vegas, just send Vaughn Coleman here a DM and let him know what issue you want to pick up. I'll go ahead and throw it in there.
Yeah, which cover is issue 1? Yeah, issue 2 I won't have ready. I'm like barely missing it. It's so frustrating.
And
Like barely. It's
So-
gonna start shipping out the last day I'm in Vegas.
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to share a little bit of private conversation we had because I thought this was hella cool. So I think I've talked about it on the stream. I accidentally ordered the set of all the covers of Phenomenova 2 twice because I had forgotten which seller I ordered it on. I forgot Fund My Comic was a thing. It's like I didn't see it on Kickstarter. I didn't see it on Indiegogo. It's like I remember buying it, but maybe I didn't hit the send button or something. So fuck it. I bought it again. And then I found it, which I'm not upset about because I want to send it to my little brother. But you let me actually switch out some of the covers for some of the stuff I missed on issue 1. So I really appreciate that, dude. I'm looking forward to getting them all. This pool put me with having everything. Up in,
Well,
from
except
1
for
through
there's
2,
like
so I'm
one
pretty
issue 2
excited.
cover you didn't get, but otherwise.
I mean,
Shit, well, I'll have to correct that.
technically, you could save them for your mini me and mini Selena.
Oh,
Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep bringing that shit up?
Yeah, when the kids show up, you'll have books for them. You gotta have separate books for the kids.
They're going to be they're going to be bringing it up for like the next 10 years. At least.
If we did decide to move forward with repopulating the planet,
living up to
we've discussed this. Managing what the children would consume is going to be a top priority because there's just so much bad and like even subliminal messaging in more of the modern stuff now. It'll be like they'll be watching fucking 80s cartoons, 90s cartoons.
I was going to say, show them Gargoyles
well,
from the 90s. They'll be all right.
You're 1-year-old.
Oh, yeah,
let's
love
introduce you to
Gargoyles.
X-Men, to the first episode of X-Men.
Well, that dude, that's what I have. Like I've been collecting physical media for years now. I've got all of the Disney Afternoon. I've got Turtles, Transformers G1, all of those. I got all that on DVD. I need to rip it so it's on my Plex.
Everybody always mentions TMNT and Batman, but no one ever mentions Superman the animated series. That is such a
fantastic.
I love
that.
When
I say the Batman the animated series, I mean all of it, from Batman to the second. I even like when they changed the art and it kind of started sucking a little bit that area, but Superman, Justice League Unlimited, and Batman Beyond, everything they made through that era of animation was flawless.
The DCAU. I gotta confess, I never really watched much Batman Beyond.
Mark.
You
should. You need to.
The Blu-ray.
It's good.
Terry McGinnis?
Yeah.
Hey,
and then I've only seen
Mexican-looking Irish dude.
I know, right?
Voiced by the idiot brother from Saved by the Bell, too. Not Saved by the Bell.
Boy Meets World.
Yeah, I get all those.
He's a really good voice actor.
Yeah, he's a great voice actor.
That's pretty much all he does now.
Yeah.
But you were saying, Strider, like something about Sesame Street. See, the PBS is a big problem. So, like, if we were gonna let them watch anything, like that, it would have to be try to find like the old school Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers, because man, the shit they're making now is just just as bad as the stuff on
like Arthur up to a certain point. Like,
Mr. Rogers is on YouTube, I think. So
Coco Melon has started going fucking crazy. Like I can't let my little guy watch Coco Melon because they be fucking talking about gender pronouns and shit on Coco Melon.
See,
I'm like,
none of
yo,
that.
What,
you have to.
What the fuck is this?
Bluey is at least not bad.
Mr. Rogers was based as fuck.
Mr. Rogers was
based.
And Bluey is excellent. I'm watching it and I love it. It's actually very, very cleverly written, and a lot of it, and RZ might like this, is based in a lot of childhood psychology principles. So you can see how all of that is bearing out in story mode, and which is amazing because psychology is very, very lab based, it's very theoretical. But when you actually see it play out on screen in an actual realistic setting, dogs notwithstanding, like this is how because it's basically just it's just people in dog form is all it is.
Yep.
And it's nice to see that play out in front of us and know that this is kind of how you can manage children's expectations. This is how you can teach communication. This is great. It's good stuff. It's good for adults too.
Strider is very accurate with assessment, and more importantly, it does the same thing for the parental side of it. So Bluey isn't just a show for children; it's also a show for the parents of those kids.
Very much so. I appreciate the one of the few positive male role models you'll see children seeing on television.
Man, it's awesome.
Like he's a father.
Great dad.
Like I'm impressed that this comes the fuck out of Australia. Like it doesn't seem like it should exist at all. Disney, like Australia, like all sorts of things here should lead to this being
a lot of red flags.
Yeah, all the red flags. All of them you could fucking think of. And no, it's just pretty normal kid shit. It amazes me that it's made today. I can't believe that it's not from the 90s.
Well, it's also stayed consistent too. It stayed consistently good, consistently untouched by the idiocy of the modern audience, and I can't. It stayed that way. Again, coming from Australia, you're right. It's like how?
Yeah, I do not know.
We're still on intro.
Oh, we're fine. I'm gonna say hi to chat real quick, and we're gonna get on to topics. Selena's still producing; she's just not on screen. Thank God.
Yes, and chat.
No, thank God she's producing, not that she's not on screen. Shit, that sounded bad.
Chat. Send Selena some thanks. She's not feeling good tonight. Send her some get wells, please.
W's in the chat.
No, but let's get the.
All right, let's say hi to the chat real quick and let's start the roasting of Tim Pool, because that's going to be fun.
What?
And I like Tim Pool to a point, but it's like, this is
did I miss on the? All right,
no,
I guess this is.
You'll get to see.
I'm
first one in.
There's a drama that everyone goes. Iron mentions a drama, and everyone goes, and they start saying their opinions, and I'm like, what happened? I feel like that happens every time.
You're like, I'm just writing my comic book and selling.
I'm
I'm not fucking thinking about Tim Pool. That's actually You have more important things to think about than this.
Yeah, like, delivering my books to my paying customers.
Let's go. What's up, Tomby? Then we got Emily Kruger, Master of Quiz. Hail, Emily. What is up? Dom H. Good to see you in Vegas, man. Can't wait.
What's up, Dom?
All right, who else we got? We got Paul Dukin is here. What's up, dude? You need to DM me. I want to get you on the show after the meetup sometime. We got Samuel the Infamous. What's up? Did someone say a Colt? I appear.
We said Colt multiple times.
You're another one I want to have on, dude. Him and Lawrence Knight hung out on my 24-hour stream for like fucking 4 or 5 hours. That was fucking awesome. That was so much fun. We got Third Ralify. What's up, Sean? How's your night going? Then we got the host of Insert Title here, the wildest show on YouTube and Rumble. What up, Drunken Emerald Arrow or Galaxy Express Media, whatever he happens to be going by, I guess, depending on the platform. We got Mom's Mystery Mayhem. What is going on? And let's see if we missed anybody. We've got Master of Hobo is here. Vagabond, don't overgoon yourself at Vegas, dude.
It depends. As long as there's not an anime convention, I think he'll survive. If there was an anime convention, we'd never see him again.
Dude, just disappear off the face of the earth.
Dude, I want to go to a convention with fucking Vagabond. He has fun. He knows how to have fun.
Who's gonna do the most gooning in Vegas, boys? I think Theo.
We'll talk about this before. We'll have to talk about this.
See, I think Theo is so disgusted because he knows I'm right.
Here's the thing, gentlemen. I'm retired from sport fucking. I'm going to be trying to help you guys
how
get
long's retirement been, a week?
Honestly, well, hey, look,
Theo's harem's going to get so
here.
big.
What up,
we're
Angry
have to pull a Waco,
Vulcan?
Texas on him.
Blue-eyed Scorpio, what up? Temple logic is fucking retarded. The self-defense logic is entirely dumb. We are going to talk about this.
Yeah,
that would mean all fist fights can resolve in a 187, and winners can just win self-defense.
Not even a fist fight, man.
Exactly.
Not even a fist fight. If you touch another person, you can use deadly force. Fucking Tim
We are going to get into it.
Yeah.
Battsauce is here. Beep beep. You got the link, Battsauce. If you happen to have the time, if not, I understand.
No, don't tell him that.
He's afraid. No, he doesn't want to show up.
Killer Games Cast
book is out.
Batman Beyond first 2 seasons is on par with any JLA. Yes, Batman Beyond. In fact, I just got the McFarlane Batman Beyond Batmobile ordered. So I'm really excited to get that up.
Cool.
Dude, you need to do an unboxing video for that.
You got to get those Blu-rays, guys.
I did one unboxing video and I rewatched it and it was the dumbest shit I ever watched and I deleted it and then I thought about deleting my channel after watching this because that was horrifying.
You know, I was going.
All right, we're caught up on the chat. So first topic, or do we need to discuss who's going to be the biggest scooter in Vegas? Vaughn thinks Theo. Thoughts?
Okay, well,
Question? All right, here comes the cope.
Guys. That's not why I'm going to Vegas.
Could be.
I'm just going to
need to define what gooning is because there are several different definitions.
Dude, let Theo give his funny, witty answer. And still also a deflection.
Look, like I said, I don't even do that stuff anymore. That's not me. I'm a new man.
You do it all the time.
I'm not. No, I'm done, dude. I'm done with it. Here's my goal. My goal is to I just want to. I want to hang out with my friends and maybe be a good wingman. Like if Strider. If Strider makes out with a big titty muscle mommy, that will be a win for me. If we can find Vaughn a goth chick to smother him, that would be great for me. I mean, honestly,
there's enough. No. We talked about this off screen, Theo. We're gonna push Strider into the goth chick bar,
right? Yes,
and then we're gonna find a black chick for Vaughn,
right?
What?
Here's the thing, Strider.
Don't I get a say in who I'm?
No, you don't.
You need to go ahead.
Is there a place where we can find some Guides? Like, do we got a Guido bar somewhere we could toss him? It is Vegas,
right?
If we can get,
I've been to those places. I went to the place where they. I finally went to the place that they went to on Jersey Shore, and I was like, oh,
because you live in Jersey.
Crowd.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
It was like Jenks, and there were these guys just pushing each other and for literally no reason, and just Like they bump into you, be like you start something.
You think you're better than me?
Dude,
You think you're better than me?
Yeah, it was like, dude, we're literally just sitting here, and they'd be like pushing each other around aggressively and hitting us. Be like, "What do you want? I don't want anything."
It's like
I'm
the Rock 'em
literally
Sock
just
'em
trying to
robots from
stand
Toy
here.
Story 2. She was talking to me. Hey, he was talking to me.
Oh my God.
All right, Theo.
Dude,
Theo,
some
can you find some of
stereotypes
those
live up to
effective
the
theater
reputation.
They do. That area where they film the show is like that. Like,
And not a single
believe
body.
it.
Vaughn needs a theater girl. That's what I think he's.
No.
that's
Ew,
what-
why?
I don't
Okay.
think so.
Yeah.
I don't. I do
Yeah.
not think so.
Yeah.
I think
That's
I think that's
Here's the thing.
I'll
You
go
need
as far
it-
as to say I think that's the opposite of what I need.
No, you need a woman who's going to toughen you up a little bit. You're soft, man. You
No,
don't
I know
have it.
exactly. I know.
You don't have it
exactly
for
what
the
Vaughn's gonna go
streets,
for.
bro. You gotta.
He needs a muscle mommy.
That's why I'm saying a black woman.
You
Someone
know,
I
that's
know
gonna
exactly
like
what
get you
Vaughn
to act
lives in New
right,
Jersey.
smack you around a little bit.
Vaughn
you
lives
know?
in New Jersey. He's gonna get a large-breasted Jewish girl.
We're talking about Vegas.
Ooh, okay.
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
But you're a
That could work.
Jersey guy, and those people are a dime a dozen in Jersey.
Yeah, you
Odds
gotta.
are-
Have you been to New Jersey? What are you talking about?
All of my friends from New Jersey are Jewish. Every
Did you
single
meet them in
person.
a
I've
synagogue?
I know they don't. None of my friends know each other either. I just know a bunch of guys from Jersey, and they're
I
all
mean,
Jewish
I
or like
guess.
Jewish Mexican. Like I know a Mexican Jew from Jersey.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Can we go back to talking about Vegas?
I just found out Mexicans could be Jewish when I found out their president was a Mexican Jew.
No shit.
Oh, that explains a lot about her.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the first female president and Jewish president.
Big
of
question: do you
Mexico.
guys think that?
Wow.
And
Mexican
two of
Jews-
her people just happened to die when they were running against her.
Do you think that Mexican Jews have a higher risk of overdosing on cocaine?
What the
No.
fuck are you talking
What
about?
are you talking about?
Well, there's so much more space for the cocaine to go in their nose.
Oh, shit.
No.
Kick Arza.
Boo this man. Boo this man. Thank God we're on Rumble, right?
Elsa
Hey,
the cat-
Rumble.
I know.
Elsa the chat.
Shout
room
out to
goes,
the
Thank you.
Rumble
My
chat.
producers in the back helping out.
Shout out to the Rumble chat.
Wow.
Boo him
From the people.
I can't believe that went all over. I can't believe that went over all of your heads. I'm disappointed in
It didn't
all of
get
you.
well.
I thought
It-
we just hoped you weren't going there.
Yeah, I just kind of assumed like, nah, that's not
I
what he
thought
did.
Because
you were.
Arza, we're crazy, but we're not racist.
Oh, come on! Wow, you really hit your head.
Well, that's a joke that everybody gets.
How about
All
I'm on
right.
the tism and not on Coco?
I'm gonna.
Same thing.
Dude,
I'm gonna
I'm
go ahead and
bummed
pull
out.
up-
I'm bummed out. Arza's not coming to Vegas because my ultimate challenge was trying to get him to talk to a woman. That was gonna be
Oh,
my
I know.
That's gonna be
fucking magnum
hilarious.
opus.
We'll,
I would
we'll,
be like,
we'll take
Dude,
bets.
Theo, I am excited to go to bars with you, dude.
You know,
This
I'm
is-
Yeah,
actually,
dude.
I'm actually agree.
because
I
I'm
was
not
hoping you'd
no,
get me to
because
talk to
like
him
seriously,
too.
I'm at the point in my
Well, that's
career
a-
where I'm trying to, just sit on the bench and give advice to you young fellas who are trying to get in the game. Man, I'm done. I'm done sport fucking.
So you're
man.
Will
I'm done.
Smith's character from Hitch?
Yeah, dude, I'm
Well,
done.
man, I would kill for a hitch, a own personal hitch.
Strider, you're in luck.
Theo's standing
So
on the
you
front porch
said
of
Will
Strong.
Smith's character from Hitch, and I'm more picturing like what's his name, the trainer from Rocky. I used to be a contender.
Mickey, yeah.
Theo is standing on the front porch with Strider, and he's like, "Show me the magic. Show me
It's
the
also because that
magic."
Hitch was wrong about everything. All he did was introduce them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got.
You don't go to 100. You don't go to 100.
All right.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I did like that about that movie. All of his advice sucked, and she liked the dude just for like being a who was it? Kevin James.
Yeah.
It's a fat guy. I don't know.
Anyway.
Fuck Kevin James.
He just needed a little bit to make.
He was the only good. It was the best part about that movie. I'm not a big Will Smith fan. He's
All
just kind of for a while.
Yeah.
I just
I like the movie.
considered him Black Tom Hanks. It's like you're the same in everything unless you play a retard.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, pretty much.
Question. What is so where are we? Do we have any bars in mind?
Oh, there's plenty. Actually, where the meetup is, and are you going to the meetup, Ninja? Sure.
I hope so. I just had to take a job in California because I couldn't find anything here. So I have tickets for the meetup, and I've been waiting all year for the meetup, and I live in Las Vegas. So, and then I literally start a job in California on Monday. So we'll see if I can make it back in time or not.
Awesome.
Oh, are you going? Is it like just Southern California? That's not too far.
Yeah, Anaheim.
Okay. Yeah.
So I
just
work.
a little
I
bit
work
of drive.
construction. So yeah, it's like
Okay.
4 hours in the morning with there's no
So
traffic.
are you guys all up and relocating, or are you gonna have to do the whole work commute?
They're gonna pay for a room, and my family's gonna stay here. So.
See, I had a lot of I'm in Vegas too, and I have had a lot of friends that would go back and forth to California for different work, that kind of thing, different contract type jobs.
Yeah.
So they always had to do the long commute, or San Diego, or go work on the at the military base there, the 29 Palms, I think.
Oh yeah.
But even if I go to the meetup, I'd be the worst person to take to the bar. I've been sober for over 18 hours or 18 years.
18 hours.
I have been sober for over 18 hours. That's
how long Theo's
not
been
a
sober.
lie, but
Well, where
you
the
know-
meetup is, we went and cased it. It's there on the where the art district is, so
Yeah.
kind of off
Red dickhead.
near the strip, but kind of off it. There's a lot of little kind of different bars and stuff through there. We saw a goth club and automatically thought Strider.
yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
You say there's a
All right, I'm going
golf
to Vegas
club?
now.
Yeah.
Right down from the
Just
meetup.
got back in
Now,
time.
it
Where-
looks like a full-on goth club, but it says goth night. Like it has 2 nights for that. Then it has a karaoke night, which I think is Wednesday. So we might even get to go before if everybody's here.
Oh,
Where
I'm gonna get a golf chick to step on me.
If my work,
There won't be a problem.
only if my work wasn't being.
I want to find a goth
dickheads.
chick to marry and she'll settle down with me.
No,
Yeah.
That's
We
not
can
what
get
they
that done
do.
in one weekend, bro. No
Sure.
problem.
It's in Vegas after
Dude,
all.
that'd be
And I think
hilarious. He doesn't
dude.
change at all. He just marries a goth chick and she turns into like,
Yes.
sitcom wife, just like with the piercings and the fishnets and everything, making apple pies and shit and raising the
Hell
kids.
yeah.
See, no, that's the goal. You
Hell
want a
yeah.
goth to
Amazing.
trad.
Let's go.
That is the pathway to go.
When the kids are asleep, do you want me to wear the corset, honey?
Like I'll sacrifice a goat or two.
I mean, we're talking goth, not Satanist.
Right. Let's get into this. So, you guys are familiar with the incident at the school with Carmelo
Yeah.
Anthony
Carmelo
and
backyard.
yes. Now,
Yeah.
we
Guys,
were
sorry,
just
real
talking about
quick.
this on. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I do literally. I swear to God. I guess I have the bit will continue. I have to stay uninformed because one of my editors just called me. It's like, hey, time to give notes. So I'm on the grind,
Oh.
but I'm excited to see you guys in Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess just reach out to me and hope to see you guys there. Peace out. And,
All right,
it's
and
gonna be fun
everybody,
hanging
if you
with
haven't got
guys.
Phenomenova 2, go figure out a
Whoa,
way to
you
get
did
it.
Can't get it now, but you can sign up for
Yeah,
my email
but-
list so I can tell you how to get it.
That's
Rebel
what you should
Oasis.
do.
Go pick
Yeah.
it
And
up.
if you're going to be in the Vegas meetup and you do want to get your hands on an issue 1, or is it just
Yeah.
issue 1s that you have the leftover? Okay, then
Yeah.
go ahead and shoot Vaughn Coleman a DN.
Also,
I
if
highly
you want to
recommend that book.
guarantee that you get a first printing, because whatever's left of my first printing is going to be used to fulfill the issue 2 campaign, and then it'll bleed into the second printing. So if you want to guarantee a first printing of Phenomenova issue 1, and you're not going to be in Vegas, go to my website, rebeloasisstudios.com, and from there you can order it. I would order soon because
I
that
just bought
first
mine
printing
today.
is about to. Yeah, good man. Thank you. So if you want to do that, make sure you do that. But thank you guys so much. You guys rock. Yep, fellow man of culture right there. See you guys and have fun talking about Tim Pool. I think I should
Right on.
never learn what happened.
No. Let's keep the
It's
bit
better that
alive.
way.
It
Yeah.
works.
Just
Stay
wear
innocent.
a chainmail suit when you go around black folks.
Yeah.
See, the fact, like, I'm honestly think it's funnier because that is such a strange statement, and I think I'm just gonna never know the
You're way
context
too
behind it.
young.
Thank you.
to know the context. Okay. Now that
got
the
that from his
underage
God.
child has left, let's get into the topics.
Let's talk about the murder
Oh,
stuff.
ours
Yay.
is still here. What are you talking about?
Oh
You know,
that's
I
true.
I
Sorry.
love that Vaughn is like 4 years, 5 years older than me and gets all of the young jokes.
But because he looks like a blonde bimbo from the Jersey Shore.
He does look 12. This is true.
All right, let's get into this. So there was the stabbing. Now, I was talking about this over on Whiskey Capitalist, and I do agree. I like to kind of wait until all of the facts and evidence and everything's out there before going too heavily into an opinion one way or another. But let's just be
the witness testimonies are out there.
Yeah. So Tim Pool is dying on the heel of it's self-defense. I thought we all liked self-defense.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Tim.
Lord. This isn't fucking Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm convinced that Tim is doing this shit straight up for the fucking clicks and the views. He cannot be retarded. He was on the right side of Rittenhouse, and he knew how to talk about what happened with Kyle Rittenhouse. Love this photo.
No, let's be entirely honest. The beanie is restricting the flow of oxygen to his brain.
Yeah, so
next.
I'm also arguing with a lot of black folks online on Facebook so about this. So
you're always arguing with black folks on Facebook.
Well, yeah,
I'm surprised they can read.
I've seen it.
Right.
I've seen you argue with them on Instagram. Right.
So basically, I'm still waiting for more because you got one lady that's faking the autopsy report saying the white kid had drugs in the system or whatever. Then you had so the police had to like make a report like online saying that was, hey, the autopsy doesn't come out that quickly, so you guys, it's fake right now or whatever, right?
They're actually going after him with I don't know exactly what they can do, but they're actually going after him like legally.
Well, they also got you also got folks that are like pulling up images from Reddit that's from years back in Reddit saying there was a kid, but it was like totally unrelated, not even the kid, whatever, trying to say, oh, he hated black folks or whatever. So there's a ton of black folks trying to make it true that the white kid started the whole thing. But basically, I don't think it's self-defense. I think the black kid instigated it. He went to a tent that's not his team's tent. They asked him to leave. He didn't leave. If they had an argument or whatever, that's what it is. The victim was like, hey, get out of our tent. This is our team's tent. You got your own team's tent or whatever. Don't touch me or you'll see what happens or whatever, right? And then basically try to push him out of the tent, and then that's when he gets stabbed. So it's not self-defense. The kid instigated the whole thing. All he had to do was leave.
Well, I would go a step further.
Let's not leave out the fact that the kid brought a knife to the event to school.
That's
in Texas, in nearly every school, including ones with stand your ground or open carry, schools and students especially are an exception to not being allowed to bring weapons of any kind.
I understand that
school policy. It is actually illegal.
I do understand that.
That never stopped me as a kid. I had a knife everywhere.
That's what I was saying. I would.
But did you get into?
Was this a rough area?
No,
it's Frisco.
No, dude. The part of Dallas that it was in is actually a nice part of Dallas.
Yeah, then no excuses.
I
I was in rough areas where if somebody looked at you wrong, you might have to stab them, because if not, they might stab or shoot
might
you.
have to stab them.
No,
well, that's the difference. If there's a
mean?
reason for immediate fear of your life, that's one thing. But I mean,
If
you
it's a
carried a
nice
knife
area-
as a kid. I'm sure you got into fist fights with other kids. That's just part of growing up. You didn't stab any of them.
I've gotten in
Or
a
feel
fist
the
fight
need
as an
to.
adult. I've gotten in a fist fight as an adult with a gun on me and didn't shoot the person.
Right.
Yeah.
I was just wondering. I'm not defending this kid. I don't know anything about this situation.
I do think this kid deserves a fair trial and all the evidence needs to come out. But based on what we're seeing, automatically he's mad at us, at anybody for assuming that this kid's in the wrong. But he's assuming automatically that it's self-defense off the bat.
Fair, innocence into proven guilty, but at the same time,
I agree.
Even if it was self-defense, right? And there is an argument to be made. The guy grabbed him. You could argue a fist fight, appropriate reciprocal action. But if someone just grabs you and tries to move you, that does not give you permission to whip out a knife and go into somebody's heart.
Self-defense requires you to fear for your life. Not to touch me and see what happens. That's actually a threat with intent.
Yeah, so like the big difference would be if someone were to get in a road rage incident, for instance, and get out of their car and walk toward me rather slowly, kind of yelling at me, I would have no right to get out of my car and put a bunch of 9mm bullets in his chest. I would not have the right to do that because my life is not in danger.
So it
now,
depends.
if you're carrying a hammer or something,
It depends.
Hold on.
That depends what state you're on.
Yes,
in
I was about to say the same
in
thing.
In Vegas, you have the right. If somebody's coming at you in a threatening manner, you have the right.
In Arizona as well.
That's why I said if it's not
carry
threatening.
And an open carry state.
Yeah.
So
I've actually been in a road rage incident before where somebody did get out of their car and he physically struck me in the face while I had my, at the time, 8-month-old child in my car while I was moving shit, and he'd followed me. I did not. Now I brandished, and he backed the fuck away. And at that time, I was glad. I was like, "Hey, good. I'm glad I have this here." I warned him multiple times. I am armed. I have a gun. If you approach my car again, I'm going to shoot you. And he approached again, and I pulled it from my dash, and I, through my window, pointed it at him, and he got in his car and fucking left. And in that instance, yes, in a stand your ground state, you're allowed. But in the instance of what happened here, like the self-defense is permitted, but this is it is a like force for like force kind of scenario.
Right.
If you're being assaulted, you're allowed to assault back. If somebody's coming at you with a deadly weapon, and that could be a lot of things. But this kid was bare hand, nothing. Nothing in it. So there is no instance at all anywhere in the United States where you're going to find that deadly force can be justified against somebody who is completely unarmed. There is no state in the union that allows you to use deadly force against an unarmed, even assailant. Even if somebody comes up and punches you in the face, you got to punch him in the fucking face. You're going to fight.
Well, that's not necessarily true.
Well, it was supposed to be equal force. But the kid,
yes.
The problem is it's not like it was an adult attacking him or anything. It was another kid that's also an athlete around his age, and the whole point of contention was you're invading our space. You need to leave, which he had the opportunity to leave, which he didn't take.
Yeah, he was asked to leave. He didn't. Theo, I think your laptop died. I don't know if you can hear me or not. So
his battery is
Theo back
out.
It's just Theo is now just a dead battery symbol.
Well, the problem with Tim Pool's
really
argument,
did run out of energy.
Yeah, the problem with Tim Pool's argument is, his scenario that he uses was like, if you're invited to a party, the black kid wasn't invited.
We're about
to
to
their
watch
tent.
that.
Yeah,
let's actually watch that right now.
The one where he says, what is it? Nothing matters but this. He was at a school event at the wrong team's tent with a knife. He clearly chose murder than to walk away, cut and dry here. Nope, wrong.
And fuck him with that. Like, nope, wrong. He's
fucking retarded.
Like,
he's not even asking.
He's the one always saying like, "Oh no, people won't have conversations or blah 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 or hear different opinions." It's like you're just nope wronging this.
Right.
Well, it's weird because he's snarky about this because this is something where something like this could end up being right. I doubt it, but he could end up being right the more information comes out. However, it's been a bit and more information has not come out. In fact, the opposite. It's proven his point incorrect. And instead of being like, guys, I don't know, I'm not going to say any one way or another. It looks this way now, but it might look this way later. I'm going to wait until all the information comes out before, I decide I figured this out. It's not up to me. But he's just like, nope, I'm gonna die in this hill. I'm gonna take this stance that that none of us really know the answers to completely yet. But he's gonna look like a complete asshole when it turns out there's I guarantee there's an 85% chance it's gonna turn out the way that we're kind of thinking this is turning out. He's gonna look like a complete idiot.
Now I want to address that chat real quick, right, and then I'll get to third relifies. So first was Evelyn Music. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. I honestly don't know why this case is being covered as much as it is. Local tragedy. Why is it going so big? It's going this big in my opinion because of people's reactions. There's, people are starting to see a trend of no matter what the thing is, if there's a little bit of role reversal there. things will get blown up and blown out of proportion every single time, whereas other times it won't get the attention, or you're supposed to then let the wheels of justice turn and everything else like you're supposed to. So I think that's why, and it's just weird. Sometimes things like this that aren't even as like there's crazy shit that happens every day, and then just one crazy thing will be what gets blown up. Well, also, I mean, the kid died in his twin brother's arms before paramedics even got there. So it's pretty tragic.
Here's what I think it is. It's it's a bunch of adults that want to make everything about race, right?
Correct.
So you got on the black folks side,
including
it's
his
like,
family.
oh, you're targeting him because he said it was self-defense, so you have to believe him. So you're racist if you don't, and that's what it boils down to. He got this large fundraiser, which did get canceled after there was backlash for what's that GoFundMe, because GoFundMe wouldn't allow Kyle Rittenhouse to raise his.
Didn't they refund all that money?
Yep. Yeah.
Yes, because according to their terms of service, you cannot raise funds for somebody accused of a violent crime.
Yeah.
So by their terms of service, it was fine that they got rid of Kyle Rittenhouse, but it seems like they did that because they figured out a way to work that in just for that specific case, and they let others slide. They let this one go, and quietly, they also made a big public statement with the Kyle Rittenhouse, because of course they did.
Yeah,
of course they did.
I think that the same standards are being applied, but it's through a plugged nose. Like they were so, I can guarantee they were so reluctant to take this down, because they wouldn't have said anything. They didn't have to say anything, but they chose to say that chose to make a statement about Kyle Rittenhouse, and they chose to silently, sweep this under the rug and quietly cancel it. But the reason it's getting so much attention is because, as Vagabond said, all the race baiting grifters out there are making it a big deal, trying to turn it into another George Floyd after the election. It's just another thing they're trying to do.
I don't think that's why this is so big. I don't think it. I think race baiting has a little bit to do with it, but I think this is a culmination of a lot of really tense situations, loosely involving race, where people have noticed a ton of unfair treatment for the last several years, and then a whole lot of people blowing up things from one group, and then on the other side, if one group commits a crime, it's rambunctious teens, it's aspiring
Summer
astronauts.
of Love.
It's a refusal to acknowledge the actual situation.
Exactly.
And so it is a culmination of burnt out race relations, and then the fact that there's an evident refusal to discuss race relations and any kind of crime through an honest lens.
And it's not just race. It's really, the left, right now they're still on the late night talk shows considering the Tesla vandalations just a protest.
Yeah.
And it's escalated to where now I think 3 Tesla owners have been assaulted.
Oh yeah, probably more than
nobody on the other side condemns anything ever. So
that's saying that. I'm not saying that it's because of race saying this something. I'm saying the problem is
I know.
Because of the guy's race, the media is sweeping it under the rug, and people who are honest and pro-socially concerned individuals are having a massive issue with him constantly brushing under the rug instead of being willing to deal with the truth.
All right, let's get back to this and hear Tim Pool's retarded take. And is anyone else just sick? Every time he tries to make a point, he goes into this really long, ridiculous, hypothetical story.
He's got
those are getting so fucking old.
I watched him once on Joe Rogan back in the day, and I turned it off because I found his voice annoying. I don't.
It is. If you speed him up to 1.5, he sounds exactly like Ben Shapiro.
Oh God,
he sounds hilarious.
I had that same problem, Hyperbolic, with Melanie Mack and Dick Masterson back in the day. I heard them once.
God.
I agree with you though. Tim is on that fucking line, but like when he gets like this. I blocked him. Like I had him muted for a long time, but so much of his shit was coming up because of this. I went into X and I said, "No, block the name Tim Pool. I don't fucking want anything to do with this retard anymore. He is that he is so fucking rich is almost un-American because he is not. This is his success is not a meritocratic one. It is. God, I don't even know what it is. He figured out the algorithm at an early time and managed to ride it out, but 95% of his takes end up fucking retarded anymore. Like I don't know at what point he dropped off, but he's like the Daily Wire, except it started earlier. Like he just started having shit takes. So like ever since Eliza Blue, all of his content has been tainted. All of his shows have just kind of gone to shit. Dude, he is worse than the Quartering at this point. Like Hamburger is more capable of being consistent and sober than Tim Pool seems at all. It astonishes me that somehow Jeremy drunk ass on the floor Hambley has supplanted Tim Pool as somebody who seems stable and rational.
Imagine you are invited to a party at someone else's house and you are legally carrying a firearm. And then a fight breaks out and or like an altercation breaks out between you and some guy and, there's drinking involved or whatever. I'm not trying to make a 1-for-1 scenario. I'm trying to create a...
Then why are you doing it?
Yeah, well, I'm not trying to talk about what happened. I'm trying to come up with a scenario.
No,
I'm not trying to... Adults drinking.
So, that scenario already doesn't compare. He also doesn't... The problem with Tim Pool's take is he doesn't understand what the pertinent facts are to deciding whether or not the case is self-defense. So it's proportionality of force, and one party used lethal force. So you can establish proportionality a couple of different ways. Was the assailant a lot bigger? Was the assailant multiple assailants? There's a couple of different ways you could make lethal force proportional. Huh? Probably.
No, wrong mic.
Okay.
Yeah,
hold
just
on.
switch it
You're on
to
the wrong
your
mic.
microphone.
We can still hear you.
I could hear you, so I wanted to let you cook.
Thank you.
Especially, I mean,
no, that's fine. Like it's not like my monologues have momentum. It's not like I pay attention to that sort of thing. Yeah, just cut me off in the middle and ask me about audio. I can do that in the future. That's fine.
Anytime.
What was I going to say? Oh, right. Proportionality of force, right? So yeah, you can establish proportionality a couple of different ways in a party where one party had a weapon and the other party didn't. It could be maybe the assailant is a lot bigger. Maybe there's multiple assailants. Maybe they're being crazy. So there are facts that could be relevant, but already right away invited to a friend's house. This guy was trespassing on state property. Not analogous. Legally carrying a firearm, illegally carrying a knife on school property, already not analogous. So, and drinking was involved. Drinking was not involved. He just has poor impulse control, already not analogous. So again, you don't, and also none of the defenses I've seen of the assailant have had anything to do with relevant factors that would be considered relevant in a self-defense case. It's always just been, this is fuck around and find out. This is justice. White people don't know anything, blah, blah, blah. They should have known better. This is
everything.
Somehow
other stuff
somehow justified across racial lines. Yeah. And I think a lot of the people that are talking about this just don't understand the pertinent facts.
Well, Tim Pool is certifiably poisoned.
Now fix your microphone.
But Tim Pool is certifiably poisoning the well with... Oh, good Lord, Theo. But he's certifiably poisoning the well with this comparison because it is an absolutely factitious comparison.
Well, we don't know what the comparison is yet. We haven't been able to hear it. I don't even know
the bit that I've heard so far.
One at a time, you monsters.
I don't even know what the whole comparison is yet because we haven't gone through the whole thing yet.
Yeah, let's go through this, and Theo's going to get his mic fixed, and I think Prof was having a little background issue.
Can you hear me now?
A potential scenario, separate from this one, with similarities. You go to a party. Let's say you go to a party, and some guy starts saying stuff like, "Yo, man, get out of here." And you're like, "I can do what I want. I was invited to the party." Verbal altercation escalates, and then the dude. You're standing there and you pull your sweater back and you've got a gun and you put your hand up and say, don't come close to me, bro. I'm warning you right now. Do not come.
That argument already does not work.
Oh my God.
Right. Because he didn't
the other person have a knife.
Him. No, because he didn't warn him. He threatened him. And he escalated the altercation. He didn't try to de-escalate. Again.
Especially in this scenario, if we're just gonna say fuck it and use the house party scenario, you're invited to a house party, and a guest who maybe, and I guess in this case, lives there or has explicit permission to be there, gets mad at you and asks you to leave. You refuse. He then tries to forcibly remove you from the property, and you say, "Hey, no, don't, if you touch me, I'm going to shoot you." That doesn't work either.
You're trespassing.
But here's the other thing. In Tim's example, the guy that this hypothetical son of a bitch lifts his shirt and shows the gun and says, "I'm going to kill you if you do not back off." I don't think that's what this other kid did. He just said, "What? See what happens?" Okay. Well, then you're not displaying any consequences there. You're just saying
he reached into a bag. Where he
okay, well, then again, that doesn't work because there's no demonstration of a weapon, no nothing, no chance for anybody else to de-escalate. Even if he had shown a weapon and everybody else,
according to
the
witness statements, he said, "Touch me again and see what happens." After he had tried to move him once,
I've been told that.
And then kept saying, "Punch me and see what happens." He did not punch him. He just simply touched him again in some manner, probably aggressively. We're not going to sugarcoat it. That still doesn't have any self-defense grounds on face value.
You could have claimed that there was an instance of battery that Metcalf had insinuated or instituted upon this person, and that you know what? If he'd have got up and said, "You touched me, I'm going to the police."
I think I'm going to mute Theo. He's having a little technical difficulties.
The fuck was that?
That is the Captain Marvel defense that people were making when she was attacking and robbing the Dawn.
Yes,
that he committed battery against this god because he touched her fucking her paper, and she used.
You knew what you wanted to say.
Yeah, she used an aggressive amount of force for somebody just asking her to smile. This is an aggressive amount of force for somebody. Now, granted, if that was my kid, I would tell him, "Don't put your fucking hands on people. You are not the police. It is not your responsibility." But that doesn't mean you should get stabbed because you're an aggressive teenager. Teenagers are aggressive.
They were dickheads, man.
And I think they were both aggressive in this instance. And yes, the battery is, again, if a fist fight had ensued, they'd both probably be in trouble for battery. They'd both probably have some shit to deal with.
Yeah,
that would have been understandable. Depending
the white kid might have walked away with a hate crime, depending on where they were. You know? What I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Believe me, I get it. But from Tim Pool's example, this clearly shows for a guy who loves the Second Amendment so much and owns weapons. I would, after listening to this shit, I would not feel comfortable around Tim Pool with a gun. He's clearly never been trained. He's never talked to a cop. What it means to have a gun. If you've ever, in order to get, I've been through training to get a concealed carry permit when the state I live in required them. I trained with the range master of the local police department, was actually the guy teaching the class. So he knew everything, any question you could have. This guy could fucking tell you anything. And this kind of instance was actually discussed. If you were ever going to a party with friends, because I was in college at the time that I took this class, and he would say this. If you're going to a party where there's going to be drinking, if you carry a weapon with you, you are asking for a problem, not just with the people there, but with the police if they show up. Doesn't matter. You should never take, even if you're not consuming alcohol, if you are knowingly going to a place or an establishment where alcohol is freely consumed by the populace there, you should refrain from being armed in all costs. Like if it's a place that you feel like you have to go, or that you're going to go and you feel like you have to be armed and it's a party, you should ask yourself if you should really even be fucking going, because you all of a sudden, no matter what, you're armed. It doesn't matter what happens. You could get into a fist fight. And if the police see that you have a gun on you, they're going to look at you differently. They're going to treat you differently. Is it always fair? No, not exactly. But still, you went to a house party where people are consuming at least booze, if not maybe other illicit substances, and you were armed. You're suddenly the bad guy. You are already in trouble.
here's the thing: when it comes down to these kids, right? They got different teams, got their own tent, right?
Mhm.
He doesn't know anyone. For what we know so far, he doesn't know anyone on that team. He went to their tent, was asked to leave. He refused to leave and pretty much said, "Make me." And so he instigated the whole thing. Like,
it's not self-defense at that point.
Yeah, like he wasn't invited there. He knew he should have been on his own team's. I don't even know if he was supposed to be on the track that day, but for hypothetical, just say he was supposed to be at his own team's tent. He wasn't. He refused to leave and ended up killing somebody. So I think the self-defense is out the question.
Yeah, actually, no. I think he's a lot more likely. So technically, since he was, he's trespassing. He's trespassing, right? And he's carrying a weapon illegally, and he used disproportionate force, right?
Which he wouldn't be trespassing.
Yes, it does.
He would have been.
It does, because he was somewhere he wasn't supposed to be, and he was asked to leave. Now he's trespassing.
Okay, do those kids have the legal right to request that he leave? Because it's not like those students owned that tent or the or that part of the bleacher.
Right.
I mean, that's honestly
that's the point that you get an authority figure from the school to.
For some reason, I thought this was a house party. So this is a tent at like
it's
like
a track meet
event.
Track meet. Each team has their own tent. He went to a team's tent that wasn't his tent.
But even so, it's like you have to in order to use force, like that has to be a last resort. If you are like someone there you're not supposed to be, and
the force has to be
antagonizing
proportionate. You have to be in fear of your life.
You're not. Yeah, you're kind of losing your case on self-defense there.
Well, that's
depending
the other
on how
thing.
the politics of it works.
It's just kind of clear this kid's toast.
If he was in fear for his life and they were giving him the opportunity to leave, why didn't he leave?
Exactly. That's why he can't use self-defense at that point.
It's not going to work.
Which state did this happen in?
Tim's Texas.
Texas is
real quick.
What Tim stated is illegal. Like you can't show your gun to somebody to intimidate them.
That's brandishing. Yeah,
brandishing. Yeah.
Well, I think it's iffy on that one. But I'm just saying Tim's argument doesn't apply to the situation at all. In Tim's argument, the person was invited. Here, the kid wasn't invited in the tent. Like, if we're going by
he was asked to leave repeatedly. And
so beyond that,
negated.
He hadn't been seriously assaulted to the point where he would need to defend himself to, protect his life or severe bodily injury. It just didn't happen. Lawrence Knight for $10. Thanks, dude. You didn't have to do that. Hey, Prof, can I get a discount on those pull-ups you're selling?
What's he talking about?
I'm not sure, but it sounds funny.
I was going to say also, from Tim's example, from the very premise of this person is armed on somebody else's personal private property, and they're asked to leave, everything falls apart. None of the rest of what he has to say matters, because at that point you're being trespassed.
Even at the party scenario, if it's like, fuck you, dude, you got to leave. Get out of this house. It's not your house. I don't care. Yep. Get out. Okay, I'm going to get out. Not, I have a gun, so I will stay here. And if you not hit me, but if you come near me in any form of a threatening manner, I'm going to shoot you. That doesn't work. Especially if, like you said, they're equally, it could have just been a mild physical scuffle. Let's finish this real quick.
Do not take another step. Then the guy grabs your arm and makes a move, so you draw your weapon and you use it.
That's called murder.
Dude, yeah, that is murder.
Make the argument you have no right to defend yourself when you're being attacked by a guy. Make the argument. By all means, go ahead and do so. I ain't going to.
I think I know where all of this is coming from real quick.
So citizen arrests are a thing too, as cringe as that is. Like, if you are in the legal right to do a citizen's arrest, like you can't self-defense that person dead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so also, the Ahmaud Arbery thing was a question of citizen's arrest. The reason why I think, if I remember from that case, it was there was no trespassing signs. So, or what? Like, it was a thing where there was no trespassing sign. So even though Ahmaud Arbery did trespass on the property, if nothing was saying that he shouldn't have been there, and then the other guys took the things in their own hand, and that's how they lost that case. But if I know for a fact that if you're friends of the property and maybe the property owner's not there, but you know, like you're close, you're friends with the property owner, and you're watching it over for that person, you can like tell someone to leave after whatever, right?
Sure.
So, but still, in that scenario, in Tim's scenario, still doesn't work because no one invited the what's it called kid into their tent.
Actually, this is a broader this is a broader problem on the right. And this is I kind of want to tie this to the debate between Dave Smith and Douglas Murray on Rogan the other day, but I don't know if we have time to cover that because I don't know if anybody else besides me saw that. So we have a big problem we have on the right is we have a bunch of people who have really powerful platforms, and a lot of people listen to their voice, and they fundamentally don't know what they are talking about.
Correct.
They get to speak about things and they do not know what they are talking about. Tim Pool does not know enough about law to be able to create a relevant hypothetical to make the point he does not have. He does not have any idea what he's talking about. He is completely out of bounds here. This is some maniacal desire on his part to be ideologically consistent. Or maybe he's being deliberately contrarian to, generate page views or whatever. Like, I don't know. I don't know how cynical you want to be with like reading his motivations, but this is like manifestly different. Like this is you don't a 10-year-old could distinguish this from the Rittenhouse case. A 10-year-old could explain to you. I at 10 years old could have explained to you why this was not a suitable an example of self-defense. It's not. There's just no. You don't have any of the relevant. You don't have any of the relevant pieces for a self-defense claim. You don't have any.
That's a perfectly reasonable approach to take. And the thing is, all Tim Pool has to say, and I'm pretty. Oh, I'm sorry, Aaron. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, let Ninja go real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Was I trying to say something?
I thought
I was.
Okay, that was me.
I was also trying to say something.
I got very little to add on this. Like I don't give a fuck about Tim Pool. I don't know the kid who died. I don't know the kid who's a deal. I'm just waiting for the Netflix where they change the black kid into Elliot Page. Like they'll have Elliot so that they can boost that story up and make it different.
Elliot Page.
Well, the thing I was going to say is all Tim Pool had to say is I don't know. I don't know enough.
That's the point I was going to make. Yeah.
Like,
or why don't we wait for all of the evidence before being so quick to jump to conclusions? I would have accepted that too.
Yeah. Well, I do think a lot of YouTubers in general do have the problem of like, hey, I need to be first to the story because then that's when it's hot and I can get views.
Correct.
Yeah,
I think Tim just wished he had a gun at this point.
Oh God, this clip. The real clip, man, he gets like this.
Oh yeah. If you ever touch me again, I'll knock your teeth out. I hope you understand that. I'll knock your teeth out. It's like,
look at that guy. I would have the same response. It's like he looks like a douchebag.
I think Tim Pool is being genuine. I think he has a complete lack of understanding of this stuff. And it's just these people that don't like. Sometimes they're prepared for a show and they do their research completely, and they seem smarter. I mean, this like one of the really big disappointing things for me with like Crowder was like the whole Floyd case. And then like him trying to point it at just the guy's lawyer, whatever the cop's name was, his lawyer just doing a terrible job. I'm like, you didn't watch the trial at all. The lawyer did fantastic. Like, that's you stop. These guys just don't really actually do as much research as they make you think that they're doing.
Yeah, and I think especially with Tim, he definitely the guy definitely has an ego on him. So I guarantee what happened, he probably let something slip. Like, I don't know the details. I'm not really sure. And then everybody dog piled on and be like, bro, it's pretty black and white. It's pretty simple. And then he's like, no, then his ego got hurt. And he's probably like, no, I'm just going to double down. I'm going to make these ridiculous comparisons. And you're an idiot if you disagree with me. It's like, fuck off. Guarantee that's what happened.
Yeah. And Tim's one of those people. He's got a lot going against him. He's been conditioned through his, rocket into fame and everything. And he's been misled to think that he's a lot smarter than he is about everything. So even if he's wrong, he's never ever going to admit it or be like, okay, I got some bad information there and own up to it. That's just not who he is. Let's finish this story and then we can move on to something else. Let me get this back up real quick. We'll let this play out.
Do it. I don't know the circumstances. You can argue that you're in a place you're not supposed to be. You can argue it's that guy's house, and it doesn't matter. A guy can invite you into your neighbor could be like, come on over, brother. And then if he gets physical with you, you can defend yourself. And then what? The police are going to be like, well, you were in his house. And it's like, yeah, you invited me in. It's like, the door was open and
none of this applies. This is annoying.
What just happened to the professor?
He's comparing
Or no,
apples
that
to
was the other
oranges,
guy.
and none of it makes any sense. Like, it's not correlating at all.
Yeah, well, see, here's the thing. It's like, okay. So this is true with like almost all legal issues, especially if you're a do your own research guy. It's very easy to get Dunning-Krugered on that and just be wildly overconfident that you know what you're talking about. It is impossible to do your own research your way into a good legal take. It's too complicated. The words don't mean what you think they mean. It's complicated. There are factors that you don't even know you don't know about that are relevant in legal claims. Okay. It's impossible to do your own research your way into a sophisticated take. And Tim Pool doesn't know that because he's Dunning-Krugered on everything. He's never done enough research in his life. He's just good at talking.
Yep.
And I do, and there's one, I mean, I don't want to derail the conversation. There's just one thing I do. I don't know, Vagabond, maybe you can agree with me on this. Because when I was in college, I volunteered I did a lot of stuff with Boys and Girls Club. And I was breaking up fights all the fucking time. And it's because the reason I was like, why the hell are you fighting? What are you doing? I didn't say that, but I was like, why are you fighting? What's going on? Who started it? What happened? Like, stop it. And a lot of the black kids would say, it's self-defense. I'm just defending myself. Like, what do you mean? What happened? He yelled at me. It's self-defense. It definitely seems like this. I mean, I could have probably, this is the kind of kid we're probably of that age. I probably could have looked after him in Boys and Girls Club. And that's the kind of bullshit that he was raised with. So,
he's got a point. I know from experience, I was in a fight with this guy in my 4th grade class for over a month because the teacher would never send us to the office. He would just put us in 2 different corners and we would find every way to throw blows at each other. I did end up losing the fight eventually. Hey, I'm not afraid to admit that. So basically, we became friends in the office. But the way I lost the fight is it was like recess. We ran to like this dirt field so far away from everybody else where we're just duking it out. And I try to kick him. He grabbed my foot in the air and twisted it. And I landed on this big ass rock on my kidney. And that's how I lost the fight. So we're in the office waiting for our parents to get there. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm not trying to get in trouble, right? So, but we're sitting there like congratulating each other on moves. And then once I get to the principal with my dad and stuff,
boys,
I had to be like, oh, I was defending myself. He was picking on me and blah, blah, blah. And like, I don't know why, but it was just every day we've been fighting. I lied my ass off. And I lied so good that I went to school the next day and he was suspended.
Wow. Wow, Vagabond. Bitch made, isn't it?
Huh?
Well,
there he is.
That's smart.
Point, yeah. Well,
I don't know what happened. My whole setup froze.
Oh shit!
But
that happens.
Kind of to Strider's point, people of disenfranchised groups, they tend to value things like reputation a lot more, especially in completely pointless moral standoffs. Not really moral, but like reputational standoffs. And so to him, he might very much see this as like, you're insulting my current status quo. You are insulting my sense of superiority or integrity. And therefore it is self-defense because you are a threat of damaging my self-image.
That's the thing though.
It just seems like this is the natural progression really for that later. Ideally.
Here's why I disagree with you on that. I if you notice from like now, we're also in the time period of like nuisance streaming being a nuisance and stuff like that. Pranks going, well, I wouldn't even call them pranks, but it's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank, bro. Even though I did all this horrible shit, it's just a prank. I think a lot of these newer generations are living through that, and you see it all the time where it's like I even the other day I watched a video where it was like 5 kids hanging out in at a Kroger or something, and they wouldn't leave, and even when the police told them to leave, they came back and were just hanging out there and breaking bottles and stuff inside the store, and then start complaining that they got arrested or whatever. It's just we're living with a lot of culture. A lot of the younger ones now are in a culture is like, hey, I should not have to deal with any consequences of my actions. And that could be boiled down to what this is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would even say that this goes so far as to say that this is the this is what we get when we go so hard on the idea of anti-bullying that nobody ever gets corrected, like when they're young, when kids don't get corrected when they're younger for being dipshits, for doing stupid shit, for not knowing how to behave, and moreover, this is what happens when you also, because besides bullies doing this shit, if you grew up right with a father who would correct your shit when you did, like, I've got 3 boys who constantly escalate with one another. None of them are like, they're 8 through 14, and it's constant shit talking. It's constant like instigating. It's constant gaslighting each other. It's constantly like dick measuring competition, but like when you're a kid, like you're constantly trying to cast shade and talk shit and get each other fucking riled up. They do this shit all the time, and I let it roll because they're boys, and this is what we do. I don't talk shit about how short Iron is because I don't like him. I talk because we're men and we talk shit to each other. I don't give Theo shit about.
Oh, it was because we're the same height, fuckhead.
You think I'm short?
I'm gonna fix that shit. But beyond that shit, I don't give Theo shit for being a hoe because I just
Buffalo Bill.
It's because men need. This is how men interact, and they're learning. But when that shit gets out of hand, and the 14-year-old is like trying to beat up on the 8-year-old, that it's my job to come step in and equalize shit. That's where I am the equalizer. I bring equity to the table. When they start overstepping, when they start going too far, that's when I come in and I correct them in various ways that I won't describe on YouTube because I don't want Iron to get his channel nuked. But sometimes there's some correction that needs to be had. I'm not sitting here like speaking my children or anything, but there's a lot of mechanisms you have as a father to correct that kind of shit with boys, and they'll learn. And you know what I don't have at all in school? A single one of them misbehaving. Like they all have, they have various issues throughout school. My 14-year-old in high school, whatever, dealing with shit. But what I don't ever hear from teachers is that they cause a problem in the class. My 14-year-old might be a lazy ass that doesn't get his homework in on time. But you know what his teachers do tell me? That he's very polite, that he's very well behaved in class. It isn't that he's causing a problem. It's that he's not engaging. and this is a failure of fatherhood. Like I feel like this Carmelo Anthony's father, if he exists at all.
Oh, he has a father. His father is defending him, saying that he was the one. He's again, everybody's family. That's gonna happen no matter.
Yeah, he's a complete and utter piece of shit that failed. This is a clear indication of a father failing at his fucking job to teach his son the limits of being a man. Now, what you know what? No one would have said shit about this if there was a fist fight, and if it was my kid at there fucking around in the wrong tent, being a dick, and some other kid put hands on him, and there was fisticuffs and they threw down, I would have said, "Hey, son, did you at least get in a good hit? Did you at least,
hello,
did you hit him with the right?" That's what I would have said if I was Carmelo Anthony's dad, and I'd done my job of raising him as a man and not as a little pussy ass bitch that can't fight. This is what I see when a man escalates beyond the scenario. Like if you're in a fist fight or if you're unarmed and you can't fight, you've got to pull out a deadly weapon to defend yourself. You're a bitch. And this is where I think the reputation argument isn't very great because this guy looks like a bitch. I'm sorry, but Carmelo Anthony looks like a bitch. He pulled a knife in a fist fight because he was a bitch, because he couldn't stand up to Austin Metcalf and actually just have a fist fight like a fucking man. Like his father should have taught him. If another man puts hands on you,
I gotta push back on that, because the way it sounds, he went to school with a weapon and put himself in a situation.
And yes,
I think that he knew there may have been more going. That's why I do want to wait and see what's going on there. But
I'm talking from that scenario. I'm talking in the actual scenario. Yes, I believe wholeheartedly that Carmelo Anthony went there, premeditated this, and escalated this to a scenario where he was going to murder Austin or someone else. That is the way the witness testimony reads.
About that,
I don't think it was premeditated.
We'll have to wait and see.
I really don't think he went out there with the intention of stabbing a white boy.
He brought a knife to the school. He absolutely did that. He brought a knife to school.
Some retards will do that.
Argue that you premeditated this. That could be argued in a court of law.
That could be argued. That's why we need to wait and see if there's any other evidence there. We didn't know the history. From what I heard, the two kids didn't know each other. We got to wait and see. Maybe it's a thing that has to do with just the two schools, a school rivalry. I didn't, those could be it.
Either way, if he went there,
it's still stupid.
He was having a bad, kind of like how a lot of these school events happen, where a kid's the aggression is penting up until they're ready to explode, and then some of them plan it on a larger scale. This kid may have just went there. Next person is going to get this. And
that's
even if it was subconscious, he put himself in a situation where he could, unleash that aggression. That's a possibility. We don't know shit about fuck right now until everything comes out.
I mean,
and who really doesn't know shit about fuck is Tim Pool.
Don't trust Tim Pool with a gun is what I've gotten out of this. If I saw that motherfucker walking down the street open carrying, I would take a wide fucking berth. Because Tim Pool has proven completely that he does not know how to handle himself with a firearm, and you should not trust him to have one. I'm not saying he should be red flag lawed or anything else, but if you're friends with Tim Pool and he walks around open carrying, I would take a wide berth if I were you, because he does not know how to handle himself appropriately with a firearm.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say this, I think even though I don't really know we're waiting on more details. I think it was the guy was trying to be funny and sit in the wrong team's tent. I'd done that in marching band where I would sit and hey, I'll sit in the wrong spot on purpose just to be funny. But I back to what I was saying too was hey, but if they told me to leave, I wouldn't cause a scene. I'd just leave, but still have my laugh. But I have seen instances where kids nowadays would be you tell them something and oh, I didn't do anything, and start getting mad and trying to take it to the next level.
Instead of just taking the L and leaving, they have to make excuses.
We see it all the time with people getting arrested, where it's you obviously just broke that vase in the store or whatever, and the officer says, "Come here. I didn't do anything. Why you're putting your hands on me?" And blah blah blah. And he was just literally 5 seconds ago, you just broke this thing in the store.
I saw you pull your pants down. Come on, Randy Marsh.
You know what else is gonna suck? Fantastic Four is fucking doomed.
Dude. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
You guys had hope that was going to be good.
I had I'll be honest. I had hope, and then I read this. And I was "Are you serious?"
I did until female
one at a time.
I did until female Silver Surfer. I agree with Gary. That is a fucking deal breaker, because Silver Surfer is a linchpin of all the Marvel comics. You cannot make him or her out of just on a fucking whim. They're completely different characters, because she's Shala Bal, not Norrin Rad. Those are two completely different people. And why the hell does she have the Surfer powers? It makes no sense. I hate it.
And she's suspiciously not in any of the material we've seen so far. But Ninja, go ahead, man.
Oh, no, I was just going to say I have become so completely apathetic towards Marvel or fucking anything Disney puts out. I don't even watch it anymore. The last thing I watched from that company Let's see, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
See,
that was the last good thing.
I dropped out of the first Black Panther movie. That movie pissed me off.
Dude, I watched it the other day. It sucks. It is so bad.
It doesn't hold up. It does not. It's not.
The things that are so little in that would just be, in a good movie piss me off so much. The dirt roads in fucking Wakanda's capital city, the skyscrapers. I'm an iron worker. That's what I build is skyscrapers. The skyscrapers have thatched roofs.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, whoa, no. Just the way the pressure, this is super nerdy on a different level, but the way pressure works inside tall buildings, the pressure differential, that's why elevators can't go all the way from the top to the bottom. They have to stagger them because they'll blow the fucking doors out.
Sorry.
But anyways,
you just don't know how to thatch like the Kangs do. You just don't know how.
Well, before that,
what?
The only other movie I watched was the first Wonder Woman movie, and that was because the video game studio I worked at was like, hey, let's stop working, and the whole studio we're going to the movies to go watch Wonder Woman together. And then the same thing with Rogue One. But other than that, I checked out a while ago. Once they did Wakanda in space in the comics, whatever, Wakanda Forever, that bullshit. And then because the other thing is the heart-shaped herb just ruins Black Panther. He's supposed to be like Batman, but he knows a bunch of martial arts and shit. Like, giving him powers is just ruins the whole thing. I
agree with that 100%. I liked it. He's supposed to be a guy who's extremely capable, extremely intelligent, and has a lot of access to a lot of cool shit.
Yeah,
Also,
and then,
you read he's resourceful.
Yeah, you read a Black Panther comic, and he may be losing a battle, but it turns out he's like 30 steps ahead from whoever he's facing, and that's like that's why you like them or whatever. And like this whole the Wakanda Forever, the fucking tattoo on the fucking lip, like just everything was like, man, if all they had to do was just copy the Marvel Knights movie where they had like they could have done that with Juggernaut just running through or whatever, something.
Yeah.
Or but whatever. I could be pissed about it all day.
Yeah. Well, it just shows. Just goes to show you, like the root of Marvel's collapse did not begin with the MCU. It started way sooner than we ever realized, because just making stupid decisions, making decisions that actually kind of hurt the characters, is kind of par for the course when it comes to Marvel like this. And I don't know. And Gary brought up a very interesting point. He's brought up this multiple times. Sue Storm was pregnant in this movie. And this is not the first time that Marvel has had a pregnant woman on the front lines of battle in either the comics or in the films. And it makes no sense.
Well,
I don't know why in the world you would assume that that's the thing to do.
Just take a look at Spider-Verse. They did it in that.
Yeah, they did. And the fact that they're making Sue Storm the front and center in this whole thing. They're supposed to be a family. All four of them are supposed to have just as much screen time, just as much focus, which I think the casting for Johnny Storm is great. I think the casting for Sue Storm is great. Fuck Pedro Pascal. And the guy and the guy for the thing, he's a great actor. But
the set the costumes and set look great too. It's a period piece, which everybody knows that's my jam. I love
retro futuristic, dude.
Modern stories are fucking, because of modern technology, there's not as much risks. If DC had the balls, they would go back and do everything set from the from just post World War II through maybe at the very latest the 80s, and then in the story there do a whole storyline through Justice League going through the decades. That would be the brave move, and it'd be different, but that's neither here nor there. This looked good on face value based on the costumes, most of the casting.
Yep.
Pedro, I could have even forgiven because it's just whatever.
Yeah,
I just wasted John Krasinski, who everybody fucking wanted.
John Krasinski would have been great.
Yeah,
he would have been perfect.
Emily Blunt, she probably would have been a good Sue Storm.
You damn right. Yeah. Just bleach that bitch's hair and we're good to go.
Just bring back.
But this girl's fine. Yeah, right. Just don't have her talk through the whole thing and give her the 90s Sue Storm costume.
Oh yeah.
Here's the real issue with this: is Marvel has had a massive win, especially where the Fantastic Four are concerned, with Marvel rivals. Like getting those characters so much positive attention. This movie, if it's not if it's bad, it's going to do so much brand damage.
Yes. And
I don't know that
this
they
was
have
the
room
win
for
they
it.
needed to recover everything. And now they're already putting out, we already know if they're just talking about it, there's with the way Marvel's been, if it's a whisper, then it's going to be much more in what we're actually going to get. It's not going to be one of those things where, oh, this movie was all about queer coding ideology. And then you watch the movie, it's like, it didn't have any of that shit. What are you talking about? It was a good movie. That's not been the case with Marvel. They lean into it so hard. We've seen that with the Eternals. So this is going to be a shit show. This is the first one is just this, Vanessa Kirby confirms that it explores gender politics with Stu Storm, but this one got me even worse. And I fucking like the dude who plays Eddie, but this sounds like more he's talking through Kevin Feige. Yeah, Kevin Feige and I were speaking about the previous iterations of him, Johnny Storm, Human Torch. He was branded as this womanizing devil may care guy. Everything about that is cool. It's a winning. That's
who he
why
is.
Why do women loved the TV show Mad Men for Don Draper, and he was the most toxic fucking guy character ever, and he's great, and women fucking loved him. They love Han Solo, not Luke. The guys like Luke.
Yeah, exactly.
But is that sexy these days? I don't think so, or at least you were told not to think so by Kevin Feige. This version of Johnny is less callous with other people's feelings. So
a womanizer does not mean you're James Bond. It doesn't mean that you're using women and discarding them. Like, because that's the thing that everybody always gets wrong about Bond is, and I have a point to make, a promise, is that he just throws women away. When you think of the quintessential womanizer, you think of James Bond. He just throws women away callously. He doesn't care. Yes, he actually does in both the books and the film. Just because you're a womanizer does not mean you're a piece of shit. Does not mean you're a
tell him, Strider.
You tell him. Does not mean you're a pump 'em and dump 'em kind of character. And the thing is, that offers a ton of, even if you are, that offers a ton of good character writing where that character can learn not to be that. Because you can learn how to temper some of the more fiery aspects of your character and kind of become less of a piece of shit, which is kind of what they did in the 2000 version of Fantastic Four. Like, Johnny Storm was a hothead. That's literally why he has his powers. But making him, they're going to make him they're not going to make him a hothead. Just going to be kind of, it seems like they're going to make him just kind of a neutered wimp, and I don't like that.
Yeah, he's going to be kind of like, if Vaughn Coleman were here, he could kind of chime in. They make every male character now be that awkward around women. What do I do? There's a girl talking to me. Like, for some characters, it works. It worked for Peter Parker because he had that duality. Once he was Spider-Man, he was fucking didn't give a fuck, and he was awesome. But Peter Parker's insecure and nerdy. He had to learn to become the best of both of his personalities. Look, Johnny has always just been, that's why people love that character. He's the hothead. He's, a little bit loose with the ladies.
Frivolous.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's the basis for his powers.
And
all of the
for a
powers
team dynamic, you need that.
Let's be very clear. What they're going to do
all of their
here,
characters serve a specific purpose for the team. And if you change that, then you don't have the team. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What they're going to do here, and what they're hinting at, is that it's not going to be flame on; it's going to be flaming.
Yep. I was just getting ready to say. It sounds like to me, she's going to be a girl boss. He's going to be borderline gay, and Pedro Pascal, Mr. Fantastic, he's going to have this cuck mentality the whole time, kind of.
Oh, I have a bigger theory to that. I think that possibly Mr. Fantastic is going to go end up being the villain of the movie.
Oh wow!
Really?
Yeah,
I think so. That's my theory.
You know what? You know what? Now
he's
that
the
you
head
say
of the
it,
family.
I was going to say, now that you say it out loud, that does kind of make sense.
Well, they've done it. They've run Reed in the comic books for years, just like they do with Cyclops. Oh, he's too good. He's the Boy Scout. All this. When actually they made Reed Richards very flawed in the comic books. He was a workaholic. He wasn't in touch with his emotions.
Here's my theory.
Vagabond.
No, I think they're gonna cuck him kind of like they do with Fred with Scooby Doo and modern Scooby Doo show sometimes. Where like You know how like the
Black
original Scooby-Doo,
Shaggy.
Fred's like the leader. He kind of directs everybody, right? Well,
Right.
in the newer shows, it's kind of like he's the goofball, and like he's not really as smart as he should be. And
He's
like,
also a piece of shit. They made it sure, I
Yeah.
watched as much of that fucking show as I could.
well,
You actually watched
outside
that?
of the
The
stupid
fuck?
Velma one, but they do kind of make Fred to be kind of dumb, like a dumb jock, and basically
Yeah.
Daphne's the brains behind everything.
Yeah.
I think they might do that's my prediction for this. They're gonna have Reed Richards like, hey, he's not as smart as you think he is, and it's all about
Einstein's
Sue's
wife was the true genius.
Right.
They did
Sue's
it in comics
Sue
already.
is going to be the underappreciated leader of the group and
Yeah,
the smartest of all of them.
It's
Yeah.
going to be Fantastic Four and the fantastic wage gap is what it's really going to fucking be.
Right.
Well, one of the reasons
it's asinine because
Go
Reed
ahead,
Richards-
Ninja.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
sorry.
go Ninja.
One of the reasons that the Fantastic Four has always worked is because, everyone has their interpersonal issues, but they overcome those as a family. You have
Yes.
the leader is
Exactly.
the man, the father figure, and the heart is Sue Storm. Because let's be honest, fucking Mr. Fantastic's always been kind of an autistic prick.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He will ignore everyone to work forever. And I mean, I'm going off just barely basic knowledge of older Marvel stories. I'm not a big Fantastic Four fan.
You're not
but
far off.
He will, and then she brings the humanity, and one without the other isn't anywhere near as good as they are together. And that's what
Exactly.
a lot of modern things have erased. Is that the women got to be just the same as the men? Okay, well. But we're not the same thing. We're not even close to the same thing, and thank God we're not,
I just wish we'd get this scene too.
Susan! Stop this nonsense at once! I am in no mood to put up with your silly drivel!
What? You dare speak to me like that?
Susan! I'm ordering you to be
in a
quiet!
box.
I've
love-
indulged your tantrums for years, but now is not the time for such games!
What?
I'm sick of coddling you! Face it, you never could carry your weight in this group! We all know that!
Damn.
Susan! I said, shut up!
Dude, I love how
Base.
Malice. I love that Malice
Base.
is basically an allegory for what all of us married men experience roughly about every 28 days. I'm going to say it. I'm going to put it out on the line. That's what Malice was. Every 28 days, you've got the week before where they're like, "Let's go." They're putting on the lingerie. They're ready to get it done, and then it happens, and they're like, "Don't touch me."
I gotta take off, guys.
All right, dude. Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I just want to say,
Yeah.
anybody realize that Vaughn Coleman kind of looks like live action Sonichu?
Oh no,
bro!
Hell of an
That's
ending.
Jersey
Well
Shore people
done,
earlier.
sir.
That's great.
Like I was
While
saying,
we have a lull, this came in, so I'm excited to read this. It's the John Byrne Omnibus Volume 1. I'm really
oh,
because
bro, very nice.
Fantastic
Dude.
Four came in. It's the last one on Amazon for the price. I need this. I'm really
Oh,
excited
hold on.
to read it.
Everybody go sub to Battsauce and Vaughn Coleman and encourage the rivalry.
All right.
Thank you.
The rivalry should never be quelled. This should go on forever. Battsauce needs to show up in Vaughn Coleman's tent. Too soon? Too soon?
Oh no.
oh no.
I know. The joke was too soon. The joke was very much too soon. But
It was not.
like I
They're
was
just
saying-
pussies.
Exactly.
No,
But
there's no such thing as too soon.
this is the thing I've always loved about Reed Richards is that he was kind of a good allegory for what strong positive fathers have always been like. And I'm not saying that it's great that like we focus too much on work, we don't pay enough attention to shit, but that's why you have a good woman to come in and help humanize you, to correct you, to remind you that hey, get off your computer, get out, come home. You need you to be home. Like, your wife, when you have children, is going to recognize kind of your tendencies and let you do what you need to do to be successful for the family and build things up. And that's what Sue did. She gave Reed a long rope to be successful, to lead his family. And if you read like the old 60s, 70s, even the 80s Fantastic Four, they were going out on these grand adventures that Reed was like, I'm gonna, I don't know, invent a whole fucking universe this week. We're going out into outer space to fucking do it because it's gonna save millions of lives, and I don't know, we'll sell some technology off of it. And Susan would remind him that, like, hey, we've got kids, we've got, your brother-in-law needs some help with this thing that's going on. Like, she was the one that grounded him, and that's what a good wife does. I think every man who is married on this panel understands that a good woman will ground you in the reality of, like, there are things outside of your work and the things you're building, the other things that you're doing that do help maintain the family. Like, Susan never degraded the shit that Reed did, or the science.
If you remember, Reed also built a device, and this became like when they started hinting at them getting a divorce, when Reed built the device to make her forget shit. She found out.
Well, why didn't you just use the device again?
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm
talking about the early stuff.
I got to cut in. I have to go. My kids are freaking out.
Oh, no problem, man.
I had a blast. Thank you guys so much for having me on. Sorry I couldn't contribute more. I don't care about
you're fine.
Cool.
This show's kind of the Wild West, man. You just got to get it in, and
oh yeah,
I try to wrangle them in, but it can be difficult.
Yeah, people get stabbed every day. It's only a issue sometimes,
Right.
Sometimes. I would offer that perspective to the world. You know what I mean? Like, fucking, it's unfortunate, but
there were at least 3 of those in Vegas probably while we were on this show.
Yeah. And
you know what? Vegas is actually a pretty safe place, because our cops will fucking kill you if you step out of line.
They will.
Just remember that.
Just try fucking around on the strip.
It will never show up on the news either. So
I can't throw a punch right now.
All right, dude. You're welcome back anytime you feel like it. Just hit me up.
Yeah, dude.
Thank you so much, guys.
Everybody go sub to Hyperbolic Ninja. I'm going to put all your links in the chat, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right, take care.
If I can figure out
Later, man.
Later, dude. All right, great guy, new to YouTube for kind of like a lot of us here. I'm going to put his links in here. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves while I do that.
Cool guy. He's been following me for a bit.
I'll have to check out his why everything has been terrible, kind of when it started. I think that's a good idea. Because I've always wondered, like,
I'll definitely invite him on when Tim Pool's not the longest topic I haven't.
Yeah,
it just sort of happened.
Yeah, I think it just, especially here in Texas, like, it's not. There's a lot of people talking about it, and it's sad.
I would imagine
it's sad, but it's not
the
entirely.
whole scenario is sad.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of people. Dander's going to be up, so. I get it.
I can't. I won't talk about it usually with people. I'll talk about it on the show, but like, as a father, I can't help but put myself in that kind of scenario, and like,
yeah,
I would not fare well. I'm not going to say that his dad fared well. The way that the father reacted is a whole other fucking topic. We could spend 30 minutes shitting on that guy over. I would not handle it quite so calmly.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay Frazier for 10 something.
10 British pounds, I think. That's right. Is that pounds?
Money. That is pounds, yeah.
Proper money.
Proper money.
How jaunty. All right. Hail Rogues Gallery, everyone says Superman is overstuffed with too many characters, but this Fantastic Four film has Galactus, female Silver Surfer, Mole Man, Franklin Richards, and Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. You're 100% right.
Franklin Richards
too. They need to scale back these comic book movies or any superhero movie. Focus on a story first and getting more big names, or trying to pack every character on the screen.
I'll give you one.
Unless they did it right with the Avengers, because they had solo films and build up into that. You already had time for character development. Everyone knew what they were there for. This is the first fucking movie.
Yeah,
Do we know if
Imagine-
RDJ is actually going to be in the Fantastic Four movie, or is he only going to be in Doomsday?
I think he's probably going to be in a button scene. That's my guess.
Yeah.
I think he's confirmed to be there, but where nobody thinks because it's going to be Galactus. Galactus is going to be the main villain. Now, I don't know what role Silver Surfer is going to play in this. I mean, you would think
He's
that
the
because
herald,
Galactus, well, exactly, but I don't know how Shella Ball Silver Surfer will play into this.
Because
she's probably going to
they're
die
just gonna call her
somehow.
Shella Ball. She's literally
I'm sure her and Sue are going to do something very, very amazing together.
Oh
And
shit!
that's gonna be the
You're probably right too. God damn it! That makes me so angry.
They can't have two women on the in the movie and not make them the key to everything.
Maybe they're gonna scissor.
They should scissor. They should.
Sue comes back with silver body paint all over. Where are you, honey?
Just go. Iron. To your point you were making, imagine if you will, the Batman. But if they didn't have the Riddler, the streamer, or Catwoman, imagine if it was just a story about the Falcone crime family and it incorporated a bunch of the plot points that we got in the Penguin. Imagine how great that fucking film would have been.
Would have been fantastic. I didn't like.
Probably one
I
of the best
still
Batman
don't
movies
like
ever.
the Batman very much. I gained more appreciation for it because of how much I liked the Penguin. That otherwise,
Penguin
I would have
was
never
so
watched that movie again.
All you needed was
you love the
Falcone
Batman
crime
more than
family in that movie.
Penguin.
That's all you needed for a Batman Year One movie was the Falcone crime family in that movie with the Penguin, with his performance as the Penguin. Fucking done.
Okay, I take
need.
your keep it smaller, grounded, only focus on the crime families and Batman Year One starting out. I take that and I raise you, make it set in 1946.
Yes,
I agree.
Period piece Batman.
Are you
All of
kidding
that.
me? Fuck yes. Giving me a period piece Batman
50,
of like
52
legitimate,
at the earliest.
Yeah, it
legitimate
still has to have
mafioso
those
era
old
Batman.
cars. Yeah,
And
the Blitz.
a noir era Batman.
And then I raise you in the same universe, a Superman movie set in the same time period.
Yes.
Like
Iron,
50s.
I'm just turgid now.
A
This is great.
post-war
I'm rock hard
Superman
right now
where
just
he's,
talking
like,
about it.
taking
See,
out
if
cops.
that
It's fine, all the
happened,
blood needs to rush out of my head, and I appreciate it.
if that happened, I would go to movies
That's
again.
where the swelling went down.
Because that's the problem. I also have a lot of the superhero movies. They try to modernize everything. Like I don't like a lot of these superheroes did World War I, World War II, and all this other stuff. And like every single time, I don't want to see them with modern problems. I don't need to see them with cell phones using regular laptops. And I don't even like. Fuck it, bring back the floppy disk that could destroy the whole.
I was gonna say,
whatever.
you know who would there's an IP that would really benefit from a period reset, and that's James Bond. Because modern cell phones can do so much that you can't give Bond cool gadgets anymore. The last movie with cool gadgets was like Skyfall, where they stripped him down and it was like no gadgets. He just had the cool gun.
Cell
that was
phones
it.
ruin everything.
Because here's the thing, those cool spy gadgets that were around during the Cold War are cool because of the ingenuity of them. And now you could get, fucking smart glasses that do all that. You just get that at Best Buy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not cool anymore. It's not cool to have from GetSmart, the phone the shoe that turns into a phone. That's not fucking cool anymore. I have a tricorder in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Especially with Bond. But especially with Bond, it's important to remember that a lot of these characters exist in the time period that they were written in. And Bond is basically an escapism because for a good decade after the end of World War II, Britain was still on war rations. Britain was still having to. I mean, you think that the end of the war with the economy would be booming? Not so. And so Bond, the fact that he was drinking so much coffee, drinking so many eggs and so many cocktails, and was fine with it. It was a way for British people to be like, oh, yay, that's some escapism here, But you're right. His ingenuity is so much less impressive. He kind of has to be an action star because he can't outsmart anybody because technology can just take over, and no villain can come up with any come up with a believable technology. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So he had to become an action star when the Brosnan and Craig Bonds rolled around. So to return him to the Connery to the Connery time period would absolutely would revitalize the character. That way he can be his best self within the time that he's supposed to be in.
Why they don't do this with DC or James Bond is the studios don't have the balls to do it. They're not doing something brave or original.
There's also too expensive. Period piece films
they think about a focus group and kids won't know what that is.
No,
Kids,
you know what's so
blah, blah,
crazy?
blah. Kids.
Well, the strategy with Bond is insane. They want to do a bunch of spin-off series about the different side characters, like a Moneypenny series and a Q. See what's going on at the Q lab. It's like no one gives a fuck. That's what's going on. Nobody gives. I don't give not one solitary fuck about that. Bro,
the only character that would be kind of cool would be Felix Leiter, because he's a CIA agent. He's going to be approaching things. He eventually, ever so often, will come in and help Bond, but sometimes he's got some other priorities he needs to work with. The Felix Leiter series might be okay if they can do it right, but they won't.
Yeah,
you know, there is one of these like espionage shows that would do really poorly as a period piece. And that's just Charlie's Angels. I imagine they'd all just sync up.
I don't know. You know what's crazy is he interrupted the conversation to say that. Like he waited for his moment and then butted in, but everyone was quiet, and then he demanded the attention, and then he said that.
I've been trying to say it for 5 minutes, Theo.
Boo this man! Boo this man! Boo!
I don't know. Is Arza actually wrong though? Could you imagine we can solve crime, but only like 28 days.
I would actually be okay with an M series, but with Judi Dench as M. That would be kind of fun. If you got a Judi Dench lookalike or act-alike, someone who could be basically her but a little younger, that would be kind of fun to watch, because Judi Dench as M was great, even though having her as a woman was kind of weird. But she was great. And I might like to see that, maybe. But again, they're not going to do that because Bond actually has to be problematic. James Bond. I agree, but Bond. But the problem is you can't have a mother figure M, because Bond cannot be belligerent in this day and age. Bond can't be his proper toxic self for M to call it out and be the foil to. You can't have that.
Well,
and even
they
now,
Bond, they just won't, because honestly, that would be entertaining to watch, but that would be a little bit controversial, and that would be risky, and that might upset the people that are always upset.
Well, speaking of Bond,
Bond has to be problematic in order for someone to put him in his place. That's why M exists in the books. That's why he's the schoolmaster berating his student. But you have to have a problematic Bond for that to happen. They won't do it.
Well, speaking of Bond, like having period pieces again, I would like to see like male heroes is just being diplomatic, where they could be a man of few words. And it doesn't have to be action in the room, but just by certain gestures or a certain small little phrase causes what he wants, the will that he's providing to move forward within the story. And we don't see that anymore. It's just everything has to be action 100% of the time, as opposed to being like, hey, I can have like a Captain Picard that's like diplomatic.
Espionage and all that stuff diplomacy requires intelligent writing, and that's where we're lacking.
Well, what big problem we're having is the writers don't write, especially male characters who are stoic and can regulate their emotions, and part of that is because these writers can't regulate their emotions at all. Yeah. And I wasn't going to say that, but let's put it. Yeah, women don't understand that male stoicism is a feature, not a bug. That's actually, we're actually doing that on purpose, and we're not repressing our emotions and throwing them in the feelings jar. We just know being reactive is not the best way to get things done.
Even funnier, Theo, they want that. They desire it. It makes them moist in their nether regions when a man is stoic and is in control of his emotions and in control of a scenario. But oddly enough, they can't understand that to fucking put it on paper. Like, they don't get it at all.
Well, the thing is, what's so interesting is that Bond is completely different in the films than he is in the novels. In the novels, he actually has relationships with the women he's with. All the main Bond girls are, there's one main Bond girl that he actually manages to have a connection with and form a relationship with by the end of the book. It doesn't last because of himself and his position and his profession, but they still references like, oh, I remember her. Yeah, we didn't work out very well after the book, whenever the next one starts. movie Bond is very, very different from book Bond. So if you're trying to adapt, so if you wanted to have if you wanted to have him be less problematic, go back to the Ian Fleming novels. Do not go film Bond, because film Bond is pretty much based off of the original, is pretty much based off the characterization of the original director Terrence Young from the first like 2 or 3 Bond films with Connery. He has very little resemblance to book Bond. So if you wanted to properly adapt a well-written Bond that actually had some emotional vulnerability without crying and weeping and being nuked by a missile, go book Bond. Just do that.
Yeah.
He's not that problematic in the books. It's so funny when people want to say he toxic masculinity. He's like, no, Connery's Bond is, but you could argue, but not book Bond. That's all you got to do. But they won't do that because they won't go back to the source material.
It's hard, Strider.
Yeah, true.
Reading is hard. You want me to read a book that's not about gay vampires? Fuck you.
Exactly. Women can't read.
But honestly, I'm going to be going on vacation later on in August. I'm going to just reading a stack of my Bond novels. I can get through them in like 6 hours. They're not a hard read, and they're great because the thing is, they're not action oriented either. They're pretty much travel novels. You read it. Ian Fleming has a knack for description, so you wouldn't even have to make it a period piece. Just go on location. That would be what half the fun would be.
Do both, I think. But kind of going back to like, it was either you or Theo that said the writers are all writing raw with emotion. Well, we don't have a writer anymore. We have writer by committee. The committee is usually consists of women or women like-minded thinking men.
Yes.
That are worse. And those are worse than the women. Because they're trying to prove that they're not like the other guys. So what we've ended up getting, we're getting men and women that are written almost the same, only the more male traits are leaning toward women to make them more empowered, and the more female traits are going over to the men. But then they also make them, they're not just, overly emotionally and retarded, they're incompetent as well, because you can't have a smart man. They have to be in touch with their emotions, but also be an idiot.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what they want. Well, that's what they pretend like women want, but no women want that at all anywhere.
Well, it's what women profess to want, but they're lying.
No, well,
it's so funny because again, going back to book Bond, if you want a vulnerable guy, go back to the books. Bond's undoing, they always use the woman because he cares about them. They always use the woman as his foil. They always somehow kidnap her or threaten her, and he has to figure out a way out of it because he actually cares about these women. That it's it's all in the source right there, and he actually does love them in his own way. He'll never settle down, he'll never get married, but he still loves them in their own way in the time that they have. He's actually a pretty cool character in that sense. But the women sometimes the women will fight with him, and sometimes and one of the big criticisms of the film is he'll use the women unwittingly to get the bad guy. Well, in the books, the woman is almost always helping him. And so she comes around to his way of thinking, to his charms, because he is a very charming man, very manly, very smart person. And again, I think that's pretty rather realistic, because they know there was scumbags. And so they're more than willing. They will turn from the guy who's mistreating them to the guy who's treating them well in the time that they have. And I mean, it's not hard to do. It's right there. He's actually a pretty good character.
Very true.
Well, right. I don't know if I have much confidence in the direction that Bond is going. I think with the Amazon thing and everything else, it's
none.
It's just not a character that they'll be more interested in deconstructing and destroying the character even worse than what they did in the last movie.
I don't think
they
it's
hate
a character
characters
they're
like
capable
this,
of.
and they hate the fans of this. So we already know this.
Yeah, I don't think it's a character they're capable of doing justice to, but I do want to say that I think Strider makes a very good point about Bond, like feeling love for these women in his own way. I believe that Theo often says the same thing afterwards.
After the I don't own toilet paper humiliation ritual. If you know, you know. If you don't, go check out the back episodes of Insert Title here over on Drunken Emerald Arrow's channel. Go sub there. All right, we went a little over. We're going to start going around the horn doing outros. We'll start down at the bottom with Professor Savage Dad because I know you got somewhere you got to be. So what's up, Mood?
I gotta jump. Nothing too crazy. Commuter convos is kind of my regular thing. I have a good car mount actually now. I'm gonna show it to you in Vegas, Iron. It's kind of cool. But commuter convos, check them out. It's usually Tuesdays and Fridays when I get those out. Next week on Wednesday, though, I am planning to stream my entire drive from God knows when in the morning. I'll post it for everybody on X. All the way into Vegas. So I will be streaming until I park my car in Vegas because what the hell else am I going to do alone in a car for, 250 miles? I'm going to live stream as long as I've got signal. So that is something I can say I got planned coming up. I would like to do a game stream this weekend, but there's some people coming into town here in Arizona that are headed out to the meetup on Sunday. So I'm not sure if I'll have time. So if I have time, I intend to do a game stream this weekend. You can check out ProDad Gaming on my Rumble and YouTube. It's on my main channel. You'll just see me throw a game stream up there. I intend to play Stranglehold finally. John Woo's Stranglehold. If you've never seen it before, it's a fantastic game. It's a bit OG. I found my old discs for it, and I said to myself, I'm going to get the disc drive out. I'm going to install this old game, and I'm going to play it again. So if I can find time this weekend, I'll do that. If not, I'll probably start doing a game stream of that pretty regularly after the meetup, all the way through to the end of the game, because it is a bit cinematic. It's a John Woo video game. But yeah, next thing that will be coming up, though, for sure, will be Wednesday, sometime in the morning until I get to Vegas. I'll be streaming the entire drive out there.
All right, right on. Vagabond, what you got going on, man?
Just getting ready to go to Vegas. I'll be on Bezel Hub later tonight. Or in the morning for me, actually. So, it's like 2 a.m. or whatever. But yeah, other than that, besides that, tomorrow night I will be on the For Homies podcast channel talking about anime or just mostly anime and other stuff going on in Asia. And then I'll be at Vegas, so you'll see me there. And then after that, sometime soon, I swear it's not hentai.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be
so much fun.
It's gonna be good.
Awesome. Arza, what you got coming up, man?
I was hoping to get videos done for today and tomorrow because I'm going to a Washington Capitals game tomorrow. Sucks that Alex Ovechkin beat the all-time goal goal before I could see him do it. He beat it by a week, and I'm pissed. But so no videos today or tomorrow. I might be able to get a video on Sunday. We'll see. But I will be on Mike Harlow's channel to do a live stream with him this Sunday at 8:30 p.m. I believe, which is so glad that's finally happening because Mike is the only tolerable gay guy in existence.
I agree. Mike's
Besides yourself, Arza.
Well, I'm bisexual, so I don't count myself, so it's okay.
Well, I guess.
But I'm
Maybe.
25 subs away from 300, so I'm hoping to get there pretty soon.
Damn,
let's get them up.
Woo! We might get a video out
Links
Sunday.
in the chat. Folks, go sub to all these gentlemen. Strider, what you got coming up, man?
Yeah, just gearing up for Vegas, and hopefully I survive the night. We'll see. I'm kidding. I know, Selena. Calm down.
You'll be
but
fine.
yeah. So I'm gonna be. I'll be in Vegas. I'll be in Vegas on Wednesday night, late Wednesday night, and then pretty much all until the weekend. So my weekly reading stream has been going just fine. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Time. It's been a lot of fun. Prof was there last night. That was Thursday. I won't be doing it. I won't be doing a live stream this week, but I'll be doing a video, or I'll be reading the next part of the book that we're reading. Just to remind you, Jeff Shiraz' To the Last Man, a novel of World War I. I'll be reading. I'll be just doing about 30 to 45 minutes of reading the next bit of the book and posting that still on Thursday at 7 p.m. right when the meetup is happening. But after that, I'll pretty much be streaming every week until we finish the book. And you can find me, of course, on Wednesdays here at Weekly Rogues Gallery and on Fridays, Weekend Rogues Gallery. Again, that is if I last the night.
You're a tough one.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, Nate, the Dungeon Master, who's been, I'm sure, playing video games this whole time. I can tell.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
No.
Which one?
I just got back into Grand Theft Auto. I'm playing through the story again before GTA 6 comes out.
You got plenty of time, my guy.
When's
you
winter
guys were talking, and I didn't want to interrupt. So
you kind of have to on this show.
I'm just trying to be considerate. But
Guys, if he wants to watch cartoon porn instead of paying attention to the stream, that's his prerogative.
We know what Theo is doing. Put some sunglasses on next time.
No, so Curse of Strahd is currently on a little bit of a hiatus. We're taking a break for the rest of the month, but I do plan on resuming it on May the 3rd, so I've got plenty of time to do some prep work for it. I'm doing some prep work for Campaign 2 as well, but until Curse of Strahd returns, I'm going to start working on some solo content. I thought about doing a history of Strahd video. Basically, you'll learn all you need to know. Basically, you'll learn all you need to know about Strahd in 10 minutes versus like an hour and a half long campaign.
Do it.
So
love that idea. You should do that. Do some of the how to build a character sheet in 5 minutes. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I've just been juggling different ideas, but I thought that'd be a really cool idea. Other than that, basically just going to be streaming games on and off until Curse of Strahd comes back on May the 3rd.
Right on, dude. And Theo Snodgrass, what you got coming up, dude?
Hey,
go
what's
ahead,
up,
bro.
everybody? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, Nate, please make that video about the character thing. When you release it, I will make sure to share it with the hottest D&D people on X and streamers that I can find. I'll tag all of them in the video for you.
Oh god.
Okay, great.
I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Make sure you tag some ugly ones too, so some of them respond. Okay. What's up, everybody? My name is Theo Snodgrass. I do stand-up comedy. Most of the time when I stream, my equipment works, like it is right now. But sometimes we have ours. Most of the I don't have as many issues as people say I do. That's all right. Let's see. What am I doing? Oh, well, right after this, I'm going to be on insert title here over on Emerald's channel. It's really important though. Saturday morning, I host a show called Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass. That's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's over on my YouTube channel. You should definitely go check that out. I'm also on the Weekly Rogues Gallery, the Weekend Rogues Gallery. I'm on Nerds Covering the News. I'm on insert title here. I've been doing Curse of Strahd over on Nate's channel. So I'm doing all kinds of stuff. I'm everywhere. I got a bunch of fun stuff coming up that I'll be putting on my Patreon, which I'm very excited about. I also have a merch store that you should buy stuff from. And I know that is a lot to remember. So here's what you could do. Just follow me on YouTube, follow me on Rumble, and follow me on X. That's the most important thing. Follow me on Instagram if you're a hot lady. And, keep me first in your heart always. I'm here for you.
Follow you on Instagram.
My heart goes out to you.
Oh, jeez.
That's awesome. All right. So, like I said at the beginning of the show, we will not be back on our regular times next week, but there may be some spur of the moment shows popping up. Follow everybody here, and you'll know what's happening in Vegas as it happens or doesn't happen. But want to try and make sure we don't commit to anything if scheduling everything when you got so many different people from all over the place and so many things going on. It's going to be literally impossible to get something locked down. So we just want to make sure that we're not committing to something and then, not be able to do it. But after that, we'll be back the following week, same time, Wednesdays and Fridays at 5:35 p.m. PST. You can find me tomorrow morning on Sammy 3P's channel for Cavecast. Really looking forward to that. Then following that, I'll be over on Touch Grass with Theo Snodgrass. Really looking forward to that as well. And what else? Am I missing anything? I don't think so. I may or may not join insert title here, but you should go watch it anyway because it's a funny show. All right. That's all we got for everybody tonight. We'll see everybody in about a week and hopefully a little bit in between. But it's been fun. Good night, everybody.